let me ask you this, Frank. Why does Oda have like this big like giantess fetish I didn't know about?
I guess it's nice that he sticks to it and consistent with big is good.
He loves the big people. Man must be a big fan of Resident Evil Village. He loves Lady Damascus or something. I forget. This man wants to be stepped on and stepped on today, please.
Big is good, like.
All right.
Big is good. All right. Well, there's the episode podcast title. Thank you, Frank. What's up, people? Welcome to our little traveling podcast shack we call Otaku, where we set up the hottest takes in anime and video games. My name is Ray, and I'll be taking care of you today. And in today's podcast, we have the freshest, hottest anime previews from the fall 2023 season. So hopefully, if you're an anime fan, you've come to the right place. We got 9 fresh previews, and only one out of these 9, only 3 of them will get a full review. So stay tuned to find out which 3 make it to the final rounds. We have some news from the anime and gaming industry, so don't want to miss a beat on that. You come to the right place also as well. And of course, our weeks, what we've been watching and playing, we got you all covered here on Otaku. But thankfully, it's not just a one-man podcast. I'm here with, of course, my good buddy, Frank. Frank, how you doing?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Frank. Are you ready? You did your homework? You watch your animes?
I did it a little too early, so...
Oh, you got a little... okay. Huh?
Too excited there.
I'm a little upset about that.
Pulled the trigger. Interesting. Okay. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to ask you a little bit later what that means, perhaps. But all right. You confident with your choices, Frank, of what's going to make you and what's not going to make you?
I'm not confident.
All right, man. He might just do a last minute change. So look at your lineup card because it might change at the last second. All right, here, all right. Keep you stay tuned at the end. Thank you for that, Frank. And Miles, brother, how are you?
I am fine, and I feel the same way as well.
Not sure. No one's confident in their choices. Sounds like.
To be honest, when I was already for the first time, I think in a bit. Actually, there's good content to watch this season.
I will admit, this has been the best season we had here on Taku when it comes to the anime season stuff. And there was a couple of sweating.
I'm literally like gonna get the knack out going. Like, do I want people to enjoy the show, or do I want to win? That's like the hard choice we have to make, you know?
Right. Make everyone... Well, you forced us to watch Yuhane last season, brother. So, there's always
but this time, though. This
time you're going to actually want to win?
Time.
Versus just give up?
I like you to know, Ray, I always try to win here.
The evidence does not support this theory.
Not winning the show? That's a whole different thing.
All right, winning in life, perhaps.
But to me, I'm always winning.
Winning with the idol master.
I'm always on top.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need to know.
It's all right. I'm gonna be nice and just let that sit.
I like how we're just launch us into us.
It's all good. It's a welcome to the hype of Taku. Nothing but nerds being nerdy. So if you're a nerd, you come to the right place once again. Before we jump in to our week's news and then anime previews, we have a special announcement. Ooh, something.
I think how that rhymed. As our weeks previews and anime reviews.
I mean, some of us has it. What can I say? This is why I'm the host this week. Speaking about host duties, I must host and greet everyone to our very special first annual, I guess, hopefully to be
for the annual.
First annual to be hopefully consecutive more annuals down the line. But the first charity live, extra live stream that me and Miles will be hosting soon. If you're hearing this on the Wednesday it comes out, which would be... Yes, so if you're listening here on the 15th when this episode comes out, on that Sunday, the 19th, me and Miles will be playing some games for charity for the kids out right here in the city of Los Angeles. We're playing for the kids. So by all means, hang out with us, chat with us, and please feel free to donate. All that stuff will be listed on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/SD_shonen. There's a link in this podcast description. They'll take you directly there. And if you're there and you want to help out, we would appreciate that very much. And the easy help out, just use the chat bot I created at !donate, and it'll bring up the link to the Extra Live channel right here to, once again, the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. Help out there.
Really? Do we need Los Angeles?
I mean, well, that's the time to cash in. Time's to cash in. The SoCal Love at the charity event we're hosting on the 19th. We're gonna play some good Switch games, perhaps some classics that me and my brother. Good memories for me, maybe not for Miles.
Yeah, I was gonna say some memories are gonna be good. Not gonna be for me. I can tell you right now.
But yeah, so we're going to be live at 10 a.m. Pacific time here on SoCal time. SoCal time, because now with the time, daylight savings, it gets confusing. So look up the time of LA. That's 10 a.m. our time out here in LA. We're going to be live up until 6 o'clock, an 8-hour stream full of shenanigans and craziness. And if worst case scenario, probably me just playing Fire Emblem. So hey, if you're a Fire Emblem fan, hang out to the Fire Emblem 4-hour stream perhaps.
Yeah, that's it. Ray tries to finish his homework. He's been trying for the last month or so.
I need to finish this before the new year. Hopefully before the end of November, really, to be honest. But yes, we're going to be doing it live on Twitch TV. So come hang out with us, help out the kids, help out the city. We appreciate it so much. So thank you so much for listening to Spiel, Sell here on the podcast. But that's enough selling for one episode of the podcast. And let's move on here to our usual routine and talk about our weeks. Frank, I'm looking to you. What you been up to? What you been watching? What you been playing?
Been playing Maple Story.
I'm
back.
He's back in.
There you go.
I'm back.
Oh my goodness,
It's because they announced 6 jobs, so
now you have to play all 6 new jobs.
Well,
I gotta level up.
Gotta go back in.
Did you start a new character and everything?
No. I well, actually, yes, but
no, but maybe I'll see.
Okay, so
here we go.
I don't have a new main character. My main character is still, and then I was supposed to try to get that pair to 260, but I accidentally used some power up on another character, and then I got tired of playing that character.
It's quite the bell.
And so there's this thing called Legion, and basically it buffs up all your characters like on the server. So the more levels you have combined of all your characters, the stronger it gets. So I've been trying to level up to get that stronger, and I made a new character just to get that stronger. But it's not a real character.
Sure.
Placeholder.
We don't care about it that much. So yeah, I've been playing that a lot, and then just watching a bunch of like, it depends if I'm alone or not.
If the family's left the building.
Yeah, if nobody's home, I watch Sopranos. But if somebody's home, then I can't watch it because they're like in the strip club all the time.
I hear it's good for the little kids.
I mean, this is how bad it is in my house. I was watching it and it just suddenly came in, and it was just 2 kids kissing, like teens, like normal kissing. And they were like, "Ooh, what are you watching?" I'm like, "Oh my God."
Hopefully you don't have to watch anime, right? Because that'd be just weird.
It's fine.
So yeah, and then anime wise, just One Piece with my brother whenever.
I see. So I imagine you're still ahead of me.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna do it. I gotta believe I can do this.
He is flying through.
Frank's here. And Ray's the right guy. I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna catch you
on the rowboat.
I mean, if you count the manga, then I'm up to date. Like I was just reading it earlier today.
Okay, well I'm talking about with your brother, because it sounds like you're introducing your brother to One Piece now.
Oh, I heard. Are you still ahead of me? I'm like, of course.
Confidence.
And then I kind of took a break from Star Ocean.
Oh, did you now?
Yeah, this Maple Story curse.
He just can't quit it.
Once there's like new jobs, well,
he's on episode 1 of the podcast, and here he is, 20 episodes. I think 20 episodes now, and he's still addicted.
Like, well, I'm back in.
I think I'm back.
It's good. It's like
really got the job. I gotta really add that the soundboard.
There should be a John Wick folder probably.
Probably.
I'm doing it right this time. I'm not playing 8 hours in a row. It's just couple.
Only 7. Now you have control, Frank. Now you have control.
Yeah, I'm not being obsessed about it.
You can quit any time.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I've been working 2 jobs now, so. But yeah, it's just I've had less time to play because of that.
And, that would do it. That would do it.
But I think about playing all the time.
Don't we all? One day.
That's pretty much it. I haven't just Maple Story.
Maple Story's just been
took over my life.
Maple Story. Well, for years, so I think on day 1, I met Frank. I think his first thing was Maple Story.
No, I started playing Maple Story.
That was the second sentence. Hi, my name's Frank. Do you play Maple Story? And I was like, what? It's Maple Story. And then I played. I'm like, what? I don't get it.
I still remember the character you made. It was called Guts.
That sounds like something I would do. I believe it.
Yeah, it's like I get home and I have to wake up in 4 hours. I'm like, I could play 2 hours.
I got time. Plenty of time. Sleeps for the week. Let it feel you, that gamer feel. Gonna get some Mountain Dews.
Mountain Dews, some Red Bull, just do it with the gamers all night long.
Exactly. You're a true one, Frank. Keeping it real.
There's this guy at work who's like, I bought a PS5, did I tell you? I'm like, yeah. And I haven't played it yet. It's been months. He's like, oh, it's because I work all the time. Like, I have 2 jobs and I still play.
Come on. What's your excuse?
Yeah, I mean, step up.
Yeah. Get those numbers up. Get those numbers up.
I was gonna ask you on Sopranos, what season you on?
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, it's just somebody always annoys me in this series, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like about to like give up, and then they have a scene that's like it just clears.
Pulls you back in.
You said what I wanted you to say. That this good for nothing, and it's just refreshing. I'm like, oh,
just get Frank back in.
They see it too. It's not.
It's been a minute. I kind of want to go back in that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I should buy Black Friday's around the corner. I'm going to buy that Blu-ray set. Catch up.
Every once in a while, they have a scene that's like,
That's true. That's true. There's some good moments, for sure.
I just can't repeat them because they curse a lot.
Think of the children, Frank. Think of the children.
Yes, I am.
Oh, thank you, Frank. Thank you. Someone has to. Goddamn fucking kids, get off the podcast.
They're already disappointed in me. I can't. I can't add to that.
There you go. I'll make up for it in the charity event. I'll make up for it. All right. That's how I clear my sins.
Wait till you hear about my week, and then we'll see how far we get.
I guess since here we are, brother. Let's hear it. What have we been watching? What have we been playing?
I like how like every time there's like this now a pun now. It's like, okay, here's this. Let's
hear it. Let's see what we got.
All right. Okay. All right. Start off with playing Star Rail. I always play Star Rail.
How's the waifus?
Why do you always have the
husbandos? Either one. It's all the same.
It's all the same.
It's all gambling.
The pulls. Okay. It's fine. I finished most of the events. I'm waiting for the next update. I think it's the end of this week. Somewhere there.
Speaking about things I just can't quit.
Hey, it's
you and Frank got something related this week.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Let's make a club.
Yeah. That's like I keep
Addicts Anonymous.
Gotta keep pulling, I guess. Like as gotcha pulling. I don't know. Even I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. But I've been slowly trying to like slow down getting there. I probably have to because I really need to finish Final Fantasy 15, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm too busy now trying the Ultimate Weapon, which is a pain in the ass.
We talking about Final Fantasy again, or are we?
15, yeah.
We left Honkai.
We have Honkai because there's not. I'm waiting for the next. I finished all the content. The Pokemon thing I talked about last time on here. I finished that Pokemon event.
Right, there was the Pokemon event from last episode.
So I did everything I could.
Did you catch them all?
Yeah, I caught them all.
Are you a Pokemon master?
Yeah.
You do the Pokemon rap?
Maybe, but
I used to like a decade ago.
Depends. My poor guy has to do all the Pokemon does now. Oof,
dun 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 dun.
Yeah, but I finished all the content. So I'm waiting for the next content, I guess. So I'm just coasting for now. Leveling up characters, coasting. I just. Leveling up, trying to get the best stats or whatever. Not the why do you keep saying the
Is it the beach episode yet?
No.
Spa episode?
No.
Boo.
We're in space. There's no spas or.
There's always time for a spa. Spa space. Come on.
Spa space, really?
Spa space.
So after that, I'm trying to play Final Fantasy 15 because I'm trying to access the Garstarn DLC. And DLC, I can't play the DLC until I finish the game, which annoys me as hell because it says. This might affect the game's might affect the game's ending or whatever. So I have to finish the game first, so I can play a story that doesn't take place during the end of the game. Whatever.
Revelation.
No, I guess. So I said, okay, so I'm going to try. I don't know why I always want to get the ultimate weapon in these games, in the Final Fantasy games. I always try to get the ultimate weapon because I can.
Not the what is it called in Kingdom Hearts? Isn't it something like ultimate?
Isn't it the ultimate keyblade?
Yeah, isn't it? Isn't literally just what it's called?
But but
no, the wishes collide, whatever the description is.
But everything's it's a pain in the ass because you always have to grind just to find a stone, so that way I can upgrade this goofy gosh darn thing so it becomes Ultimate Blade.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing nothing but hunting. No, because a lot of side quests, a lot of hunting, because you got to hunt it to grind to get one item. This one little item is like it has a 0.10%. And I go, that's not it. Well, got to keep doing it again. Got to go back, start the quest. Go, no, every day. Go in again. No, not yet. Not today. Not today. Fun.
Put on a podcast. Like Otaku.
Yeah. So, that's going. I'm just enjoying the fact that I can't play DLC because DLC doesn't really happen during the game. It's like backstory or whatever. But I need to finish the game for me to play a DLC.
I guess Revelations, I'm assuming that's why they designed it that way.
I hope I asked some questions the game did not ask me during that. Well, anyway. So, but that aside, I played a litof bit of I think you mentioned last week about the the Super Mario Bros.
Oh, yeah, Super Mario.
Kind of neat. It's very colorful.
Yeah, it
I
is.
do like the animation style. Like we previewed before, I guess. My only gripe is that everything's in badges. And so like a lot, and like none of the characters you play as have any really different abilities because everything's in badges.
Oh yes, that aspect. Which when I talked about it, I assumed that, and I was definitely wrong about that. Now in retrospect,
I try to play everybody. Like every time I boot up the game, I always change my character. I try Mario, Luigi, and I went through the whole set. Everybody, Mario, and Luigi's a little hard to get used to. I'll admit because you're so used to the other guy doing it for so many years, right?
Oh, you mean voice-wise?
Voice,
yeah, I thought you were talking about like platforming, actually, action-wise.
But so I'm slowly getting used to it, I guess. Well, you have to get used to it, right? Because that's where we're at.
The future.
No, even Peach and everyone else sounds a little differently, except Daisy. Daisy sounds pretty much the same.
I haven't heard either though. I only heard Mario.
It's a colorful game. A lot of new mechanics, actually, for once. We're not rehashing or doing like here's a newer 2.0 version of it. It's actually we're new enemies. The wonder gimmick with the wonder seeds, it's kind of trippy. And you really don't know what's going to happen until it's happening. Some things are wacky, some things are pain. But I'm still surprised with the license I'm still in this game though. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's one of those. Because I did say the same. I said the same thing about the Sonic game of like it's kind of silly that. Well, because Sonic did the opposite. It's like, we don't do lives in here, but the Mario still does. And I'm like mixed feelings about it because something to collect a ball was good because you get the 1-up, right?
Though if you play as Yoshi or Nabbit, I keep
Like Nabbit, I think.
But, if you play those characters, you get no damage. So you could, you don't really lose a life unless you fall down.
Give it to the younger sibling.
But, I guess it's weird. I guess we're still doing that in today's modern gaming, I guess.
Referring to what?
The live system?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what are you, a Dark Souls fan? No casual mode for the goddamn
And it's
kids.
weird because then also it's two different currencies. You have the regular coins and you have the purple coins.
Yes.
And the purple coins, you could buy more lives anyways, so it kind of defeats the purpose of the other
I guess it makes it easier. It gives you options if you maybe don't have the best skill, but you're a good, searcher, looker, outer. Then you could make up the difference, I suppose.
Yeah. So far, I've been through 3 of the worlds so far.
A little farther than me, I think.
I kind of like the fact you weave in it out. Like there's a main map, but you keep going out to a new area and come back into like
the main hub.
And come back because that's very Super Mario's World, I guess.
Yes, this game is very much. I think I said last time.
Yeah,
very much a successor to World.
Yeah, which actually. We had progress here,
We did it, folks.
Kind of like the bubble power up. That was easy.
I played with it and I was still kind of confused with most of my time with it.
The thing you do is like, I just blew it's easier like when you try and do time levels if you just bubble because then they turn the coins and just leave them low and you'll collect the coin anyway, regardless of in the bubble or not. Say what's the other one? No, I think I got the drill yet. I got the. What's it called? The other one? Oh, the elephant one's kind of neat, but the elephant's not really useful sometimes. Like
it's a solid upgrade.
But I feel like you need water. The
key is you got to store that water for that one time when you need it to get to the secret path.
Yeah, and there are a lot of secret paths in this too. Which but I said it's fun, it's trippy. It's kind of sometimes too. It's a little whack for me. A Mario game's kind of wacky sometimes because it's more like kind of like WarioWare kind of. Like nonsense going on.
Right, they're not afraid to be weird like how Mario was back in the. He's a plumber from Brooklyn, saving a kingdom from a princess, from a giant dinosaur stepping on
For Christ's sake,
turtles underground.
Bowser turned to a castle.
Too much JoJo.
And it's just like, okay, this sort of makes sense, sort of doesn't.
He ate the castle fruit. Is that how that works?
I guess so many times trying to get Princess Peach, I guess he's like, well, screw it, I'm just take the castle then.
There you go. You can't have it all.
And then I guess lastly, I played I tried to finish the Yakuza game today, the Ishin game. Too much. A lot. It's funny because like it's supposed to be historical fact, right, or semi-historical play of Japanese history, whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot like modern day aspects that happen in the last second, like the last chapter or so.
Huh.
You know, a lot of like, because I think I'm at where the Great Kyoto Fire.
Oh.
No, when the
Mm-hmm.
renowned is that, you know. Maybe we want to learn more about Japanese history. I'm trying about this game. But then all of a sudden the way how the fire reflects is it's an old game, right?
Wow, PS3.
And it's like all of a sudden everyone has Super Saiyan hair.
Wait, what?
Because like, you know, because the fire reflects on their hair, like in the hand. But like, you know, the way to make it look, the hair looks golden, so it looks like everyone's Super Saiyan. The last like arc is kind of weird.
Gotta check the eyes.
It's kind of weird. Like, okay, but no, it's an old game, right? So it makes sense. But I couldn't finish today, so I felt greatly regret that.
I should be like Frank. He finished Maple Story. Right there, right, Frank?
Yeah, I'm just playing it again to compare.
New game plus. Plus.
The mechanics change over the years, you know.
Checking if anything is different.
Just curious. What are the developers up to? Let's take a peek.
Oh yeah, and then there's Honey demo never got to. Darn it.
Damn it. Darn. No. We
right.
can't talk about Mori Honey on this podcast.
Damn it. I forgot about
Darn. No.
Talk about what?
Oh, there's
your favorite, Frank Yohane.
So there's a game out.
I'm sorry, I asked.
Well, thanks, Frank. Thanks.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. I think I like it fun. No, don't worry, guys. Next time, I'll make sure I play it again this time. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I did bought it already. I'm getting it from Japan. Anyway.
Hold a sec.
Here we go.
No, God, please, no.
The rest of the crew on the podcast.
All right. I will. And now end my turn.
Dun,
Yeah. Bum. We skipped the Yohane. I'll take it for this week. For myself, Ray, what do I have to say about this week?
We're not talking some third person now?
Yes, Ray likes it spicy. Ray also likes Fire Emblem Engage.
Here we go. I'll be quiet, everyone.
I mean, honestly, hey, I'm still playing it. Very slowly, like my lasses. Still on hard mode. Still just trying to level up. Are
you having fun?
Emblem. I mean, I am, but it's one of those like I'm just kind of going through the motions and just seeing the extra unique dialogues I didn't see the first playthrough. Still doing that stuff. I defeated Roy, so now Roy will be my boy. Max out at level 20. He told me in Melee he was my boy, and I believe him to this day. Yeah, he's actually a pretty good, decent user when it comes to the emblem ring, so that's good because he's the one who could take an extra hit even if he should die. I had to give him an extra oomph because of that earlier today. Like, mother, just die, fucker. He did 3 times on me too, by the way. So, spoil. I guess something to use in my playthrough if I use Roy as my main, I guess, user, because then I can use Tika's ability to give myself the extra health. So that's twice Roy can withstand 2 death blows. Haha, learned something new today at least. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Fire Emblem Engage, still good, but a very slow burn. Hopefully before the end of the month I finish.
Or for the stream.
I mean, if we run out of content, poor Miles is done with me after me being his butt in every Mario something game. Perhaps that is.
Ooh, a preview. Nice. Okay.
There you go. Stay tuned to see if that's the
might
land's
win,
true.
you know. It's been long.
I might fall asleep on midstream, so maybe have a chance.
I could. There you go. That's a get him down. He's staggering.
I do have to go to the bathroom once in a while, so that might be a chance.
He's staggering. Get it.
Whoa! Critical hit.
He's turning like orange, right? Go for the kill.
Jeez. Spin my head. So yeah, Fire Emblem Engage still good, but very slow moving progress on that. The other thing of slight note is me on my Twitch channel. Once again, Twitch TV/SD _shonen. You find me in the description below. Wow! Roller coaster, keep myself entertained. I have now been playing the Alan Wake's Remastered.
Alan Wake's
Remastered. I was tempted to jump into Alan Wake 2, but I figured it's been over a decade since I played the original Alan Wake. I could go for a refresher, and I figured, why not put it on the interwebs and then play it with the remastered edition I picked up last Black Friday for the Xbox Series X. So I have been diving at that on my midnight channel there on Twitch TV. And yeah, it's a very narrative focused story. It's very meta driven, where for those who don't know about Alan Wake's story and the setup. So Alan Wake is a writer who is on vacation because he's kind of in a writer's block and a runt. And says, I'll go on vacation with my wife.
The George R. Martin.
Yeah, lucky for George R. Martin, he doesn't have to deal with spooky ghost monsters from a Stephen King novel.
That we know of.
Though maybe he might need that in order to finish the goddamn series. But Alan Wake says, I'm going to get away from here, go to northwest little small town, very Twin Peaks-ish place, relax, have a good time with my wife, and then reboost and get recharged until he stumbles onto some supernatural mumbo jumbo, once again out of a Stephen King novel, where his wife gets kidnapped by basically the darkness. Kingdom Hearts fans rejoice. And he has to figure out what happened to his wife, fight back the supernatural darkness.
Does he get a Keyblade or no?
I haven't gone that far yet, but maybe we'll see.
So
in the it's a remastered. They might have changed things up, so you never know. But
I don't know why now I'm thinking of Indigo Prophecy now, or just go Super Saiyan and like fight.
Yeah, so it's there's, like I said, it's very focused. This is from the people who brought you the Max Payne series. So it's somewhat similar gameplay. Very simple combat. You're in the darkness. There's these shadow monsters. You have a flashlight. You got a gun. You got to kind of knock them out. Their shadow darkness power with using the flashlight, then blow them away with a revolver or like a flare gun. It's a lot of light versus darkness scenario, literally light versus dark scenarios, and that's how you overcome the darkness, the evilness of these forests in the woods, and save your wife in the scenario. But it's a lot of fourth brick in the walls because Alan Wake himself has like a week. He wakes up and like a week has passed and he doesn't have no idea what's happening, but then he finds himself recordings of himself talking to himself, but it's the same voice actor, but it's the voice actor in live action and not in the video game format. So it's a very, once again, kind of meta
live action.
Yes, because in the game you'll stumble upon these TVs, and in these TVs they'll turn on and you'll see Alan Wake, the character, talking about what's happening in his mind, but you have really no context of what's happening. But it's live action footage of the actor who plays Alan Wake in the game.
So like a Memento kind of like weird.
Kind of a little bit like that, that kind of feeling and vibe. For those who played what was the game they put out later on the Xbox that had the live action?
Oh, the Quantum Dream. Quantum Break. Quantum Break.
They use that narrative and ideas also now in Wake.
Which I heard you have to play that to get the content in the Remiverse.
Well, there's a whole thing when you get further down the line into Control, which is another thing. But also, Alan Wake is also associated with that, which I'll say for a later point when I get further down my stream, talking about all the Alan Wakes and the Remedy versus.
So would this be the first game to play this nonsense, or?
Yes, that deals with this kind of vibe, because Max Payne was probably the first famous thing, but Max Payne is very classic third-person slow down shooter who popularized this idea.
It's connected, but not really connected. But this is like, you argue this is like.
But yes, there's references to Max Payne in other later Remedy games if you get hardcore into it. But yes, Alan Wake is the way, because once again, Alan Wake was a thing made by Remedy, published by Microsoft. Years later, Remedy bought the rights back from Microsoft to make it its own thing, and now we have Alan Wake 2, which once again is the whole reason I'm even going back to the remastered, because I want to work my way up to Alan Wake 2. It's been over a decade. I enjoyed a lot of the original, and so far it's been holding up. Like I said, I love narrative-focused games. You get a lot of that here in Alan Wake. You got little episodes of Twilight Zone, if you will, also.
Oh, okay, like kind of like subplots or sub.
Well, they're just little weird things that the creator thought, like, this is fun and weird and goes with the atmosphere of what we're doing, and in a weird way, it works. It might not be for everyone, but I like, because, I like supernatural mumble jumble nonsense.
Unless there's spiders, I'm okay with it.
Not so far, none that I remember, but also it's been a decade.
Everybody's cool, the spider stuff, but then I'm out.
All I know is every 2 seconds I'm going, Sora! So that's all I know. Alan Wake. But yeah, so that's Alan Wake Remastered. A good time there, and hopefully in the future I'll jump into American Nightmare and maybe the Control DLC if I can figure out how that works. And of course,
I know I want to play
too.
Control, but if I don't play, I feel like in order to play Control, I guess to get squeeze the most out of it, you need to play the other games first to kind of get the most juice out of it.
Maybe like a little. I don't want to say too much more, but it wouldn't hurt if you did it, but I wouldn't say you have to either.
Yeah.
And then the last bit here, we're gonna have to talk in not slight, but pretty much a ton of non-spoiler talk, because poor Miles here is, maybe you're still interested in the One Piece, aren't you, Miles?
Somewhat.
Still looking for it.
Still looking for it, just like Luffy, aren't we all still looking for that One Piece?
Someday. Because
I have been tracking on, though that's the one thing I've been good about, is still keep going on my One Piece manga marathon.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Apparently that's what I'm calling it, because as of this morning, I have caught it up and completed, for the most part, I think, the Thriller Bark arc. Not Park, Bark. Isn't that right, Frank?
Yeah.
I thought it was Park, and I thought it was like another like legal thing they couldn't. There you go.
Sorry.
And so yeah, apparently Oda's a big fan of Tim Burton. I didn't know that till that arc.
Are you telling what?
Man really loves the Tim Burtons with all his egg shape. Let me ask you this, Frank. Why does Oda have like this big like giantess fetish I didn't know about?
I don't know, because I don't have that.
It's a thing I've realized, like, there's a lot of big people up in this world, isn't there? And they just keep getting more and more, and they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, man, this guy, like, he inspired Attack on Titan Man to make Attack on Titan, apparently.
But you know what? That one thing I've noticed about One Piece is that big is good. Like,
all right,
big is good. All right. Well, there's the episode podcast title. Thank you, Frank.
Like,
Thank you.
Big is good.
Big is
like,
good.
When talking about the strongest people in One Piece,
Mm-hmm.
they're always big. Like,
apparently,
well,
yes.
That's they're number one, because if you smash your opponent with
which I'm kind of like, it seems very like, I don't know, kindergarten, but okay, I guess that's just the world we're in.
yeah, like giants are considered like top tier, and to me they're just big, and I'm like, but I guess it's nice that he sticks to it and consistent with big. Is good.
He loves the big people. Man must be a big fan of Resident Evil Village. He loves Lady Damascus or something. I forget. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
the bigger the better.
The bigger the better, for sure. That is. At first, I'm like, maybe it's just a thing. He's going through a phase. Like, oh no, he's all in. He is all in. This man wants to be stepped on, and stepped on today, please. But yes, a lot happens, because last time I think I talked about One Piece, I think I finished Skypedia, which, by the way, that name's still kind of terrible. Skypedia. Here's another slight tangent. Frank, did you know there's like new One Piece animated footage off old arcs?
Are you talking about
like OVAs, I guess?
I don't know if it's an OVA or movies. They're on Netflix.
No.
Yeah, apparently they reanimated old, because like I seen speaking about Skypedia, I watched that sequence when I was at that point in time. I watched the original anime broadcast version, but then on like a couple weeks later, I was also on Netflix, and then they said like, "Oh, One Piece Skypedia arc." I'm like, "What the fuck's the Skypedia arc?" And like they reanimated the whole sequence, the whole arc, and like summarized it and abbreviated it to like an OVA movie format.
Huh? That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I said. The same thing.
And it did for a lot of them, because
it seemed like they did it for most of the arcs. Question mark?
Apparently, like you could watch. Yeah, you want a quick version? Like if I want to capture you guys, I'll just watch a quick version of that and be up to speed or like that.
That sounds cool. I wonder if it was just Netflix. Let's just do this.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but I saw that and I was kind of curious if maybe you knew something about that or not, because that was like a double take when I was on Netflix the other week.
Wow, that's cool.
So something to
quick,
investigate. But going back to the original manga run and what I've been up to. So Skypedia, and then in between we had Water 7, which is really just a introduction to what really happens in what'd you say? Ines Lobby?
Ines Lobby.
Ines Lobby. There we go. The real shonen battle arc. I would argue for people who are looking
so this
for
where
that.
it gets good after like 600,000 episodes.
Honestly, for me as a Dragon Ball Z fan, as my shonen battle point and all this nonsense, I would argue yes, because it promises and delivers. We're gonna have this fight, this sequence, and this and that, and good scenarios where we have the proper matchup for the right characters, and then we get the gears without getting into too many details. The famous gears. How do you feel about the gears, Frank? Do the gears make sense to you?
No. They don't. So I. they don't make sense, but they kind of make sense now. It's because you know how many gears there are, right?
I think there's up to 5 now.
Okay, so once 5th gear comes out, it kind of makes sense, and it's just like it's. I don't know if it was this original plan or if he just did it so that okay, I need it to make sense, and I'm gonna just say this. But so whether it makes sense, I don't think it makes sense.
Okay.
Whether it was the original intent, I kind of doubt it. Do I like it? Yeah.
And that's the thing is like at the part of me, the adult brain goes, "Oh, this makes no sense." The kid, yay, beat him up, Luffy, yay.
One thing about the guy, big tit guy.
All right, there's
that guy.
He kind of wants to like make One Piece original, like and not follow what other shonens do. Like, okay, next power up. All right, now he's gonna get cooler and stronger, and in that aspect, I appreciate the way he's doing it. And it's still cool. Like you still get that part where like you feel like a transformation.
Right. We all like thanks Dragon Ball.
But it's especially with 4 and 5, you could kind of see like because you're like, oh, I was not seeing this.
Okay.
And then but it's cool. It's like I can't wait to see it animated. I really like Gear 4.
Gear 4. Okay, that's your favorite one.
Yeah. I don't want to say anything about it.
Right.
Yeah,
I would appreciate that.
I know. I seen pictures of Gear 5, and I have so many questions.
I could answer them.
Well, yeah, but I guess to me, the only thing my curiosity, because I haven't got, obviously I'm not where you guys both past me now. The only thing is that a lot of it makes sense, not just because a problem I have some in One Piece that he's like this. I just learned how to do this new move,
there's like gear where I'm at because I'm only at Gear 2 and 3. There is Gear 3 makes sense mostly makes sense to me. Gear 2 also makes sense, but it's also kind of like that sure sounds like a Dragon Ball ability without getting to spoilers. But which is fine. But it's a simple but cool power up. So I guess I like Gear 2 versus 3, but it makes more sense because Gear 3 only makes sense in certain scenarios, and at the end of Thriller Bark, he actually utilizes that gear that makes the most sense. So I like that aspect of it of Oda trying to think like, all right, I establish these abilities. How do I make these abilities actually useful in a fight? Because the first time you use it is kind of pointless and dumb, but it makes sense in the next following arc. So I do like he's thinking about it, like how do I keep it interesting and fresh.
So you already finished Thriller Bark?
Yeah, I got the defeated the bad guy there without getting to spoilers.
The big one?
The other big one. There's the big one and the bigger one. Like I said, the man is Attack on Titan fan.
So if we get to Colossal Titan size, like is that
if you go to the man's office, he's got nothing but Colossal Titans in his whole office.
That's what this house is made of, probably.
Probably. Exactly. If you pull back the wall sheet,
break the facade. Aha!
I knew it. There it is. But yes,
cool.
I got to that far,
and that's where you end it, like right.
That's where I ended. Pretty much the conclusion of the fight.
Do I have to now? See there.
All the cool kids love the One Piece smiles. Keep up. Come on.
The analogy earlier. There's Frank. Here's Ray, and I guess I'm here and go like, well, all right. I guess I better start rowing the boat.
Hey, for good Miles, you're probably still ahead of Ivan.
There you go. Ooh, man.
You don't want to be behind Ivan. When you're behind Ivan, oof. Don't want to be back there.
No. It's like, I better hurry up.
Gotta catch up. But yeah, I really, like I said, dealing with the government and Gears 2 and 3, I do like, and it had a lot of like very cliche but cliches I like. When they're fighting on the sea train, I like that scenario.
Oh, of course, it's a sea train.
There's always a sea train. And the backstory behind the sea train stuff, I do like Oda's trying to like throw in the feels. We get Nico Robin's backstory, which I love the fact he actually has good timing to introduce that story narrative versus like Naruto man who's just like, I'm about to kill this guy. Who wants to hear his tragic backstory? It's like, it's too late, man. I'm sorry, I don't care anymore.
Well, see, you argue that or Demon Slayer?
Well, yeah. Kishimoto's bad. Demon Slayer man's the worst. Yeah, I'm literally about to, like, dog, no one gives a fuck. Just die already. Thank you very much. But I do like Oda. He's trying a little harder when it comes to the narrative stuff, and I think he delivers pretty well in that regard. And yeah, Usopp finally has a good fight in
he fights?
In the thriller
Bark. Whoa.
Should be park, all right? It's a park. It's an amusement park full of Tim Burton creatures, all right? It's a park. But yes, I do like the fact that he actually found a scenario like, where can I make Usopp make believable and fun and good in a fight? And he came up with it, and I do appreciate that. I also am a sucker when a whole team gathers together rather against a big enemy that seems impossible, but they overcome the impossibility in a little small segment in one of the final, not the final showdown, but the, I guess, prelude to the final showdown in that arc also is pretty good. And then he also is very good at setting up the next arc because we introduced to yet another bad man who shows up to kind of
another pirate per se.
A lot of pirates out there in the seas apparently.
Turns out.
And the only question,
another big guy,
yet another big. Oh my goodness. Like I said, the man loves to be stepped on. Just step on me, he says. Hands up and please, come on, hit me.
Kill me now, please.
Pretty much. But yeah, yet another big guy. And the only thing I'm a little kind of concerned about overall is just the brother of like, they seem like they started that stuff and kind of forgot about it, but I'm sure they're going to get to it in the next arc. But it just seems like the brother came out of nowhere. It just seemed like weird timing for the brother, but I'm sure in the next arc they're gonna justify all that. I hope.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty much a little bit. Maybe.
Spoilers. The next part is about the brother.
All right. Well, okay. There you go. Okay. Because they introduced him like it feels like an arc or two ago, and like he showed up for like a minute in the manga, but then disappeared because of drama that's happening there with once again the darkness. Sora.
Every time.
What can I say? Apparently, Japan loves the darkness.
Light, darkness, darkness, therefore, because of
the master. I've been having strange dreams lately. But yes. But yeah, overall, it's One Piece with the Nico Robin arc, as I like to call it, and thriller Bark.
I like how we're going to the rest of the day. We're just going to.
In my head, I thought it was a legal thing, just like Zorro. That's why they had to change it because it might be like a place in the Midwestern America called Thriller Park. Like, oh, you can't say that. We're going to get sued. So call it Thriller Park. But apparently that is the official canon name for Mr. Oda himself.
Now, I might be remembering this wrong, but I think Bark is the big stick in the middle of the boat.
Oh. I guess that would make more sense when I think about it. But yeah, it's getting good. It only took 500 chapters.
Okay, good. So you're halfway through it. Okay.
This is like the long con JRPG method apparently. And it's one of those things I think about like, wait, how long was Yu Hakusho? How long was Dragon Ball Z? Every other battle shonen thing, and I'm like, it's like a tenth of length of this. I'm like, why did it take so long? Scratching my head a little bit.
And why did no one said no? Like no one could do this any sooner? Kind of let him just do his own.
Well, I mean, we had to cut the finding Count Dracula arc. That was the worst arc, if that was even an arc. He became a boxer. Remember that, Frank?
Oh, I skipped that.
I was gonna say I brought it last time because let's see if Frank still remembers, because I want to forget that arc, and then some of the stuff early on, perhaps we could have made. But overall, One Piece is slowly winning me over.
There you go. So all it took, like, this is how like half the thing's lifespan for.
That's the thing. I realized, like, wait. I'm almost at chapter 500, which is roughly halfway point, and now I'm being sold on. Like, I don't know. It's like, yay, and also, what the fuck's wrong with me at the same time?
See that after 500. See, that's what gets good.
It's like Stockholm syndrome over here. Now, yes, I'm having a great time here. Don't hit the police.
Go, let's be a pirate, everyone. Yeah.
The gear. I'm a gear man. Gear me up.
Gear.
By the way, one last question: is Gear 1 just Luffy?
Yeah.
Okay, that was the thing I thought about in my mind.
I figure as much
Gear
as
2? What's Gear 1?
Gear 0.
Honestly,
I thought we got like I think it was some Dragon Ball movie like it was kind of Super Saiyan but not Super Saiyan.
oh, Lord
Yeah.
Slug.
Lord Slug, right? Where he's like sort of there but not really.
Just teasing it just a little. And don't ask me how that fits in the Dragon Ball Z timeline, how that movie happens. But before the Frieza Namekian arc.
Yeah.
Oh, I got better, guys, thanks to that Zenzu. They're like, it's got to be like the Naruto thing where then poor Goku has to end up in the hospital next to Sasuke to start the arc all over again.
You too, huh? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the anime channel. All right, deep battle shonen anime references aside, that is it for my week. And so now let's move along here with the news segment of the podcast. Not a ton of news, but I'll open up to you, gentlemen, before I steal the mic since I was just talking. Any news you saw that you want to discuss here on the podcast?
There's a Honey demo out right now on Switch.
All right, any other
and-
news out there on the podcast?
and the PC.
And how do I mute Miles real quick?
He's canceling me out, folks. He's canceling me out.
Censorship.
I'm being repressed.
Thank God for that. Someone has to.
No, that's pretty much it. Like I said, the Honkai comes out the 15th, 17th, some whatever day that is.
Honkai?
Star Rail, I guess. It's,
But no, wait. What do you mean? It's already out.
An update, you mean?
You mean
the update is hard.
Okay, because I'm like, is there a 2.0 already? Like already?
No, it's like 1.5.
Oh God, too many.
That's the problem with this game, I'll admit, is that like it's time for the 1.4, 1.5, 1.6. And then when you get like because like the Genshin Impact, when you get to like the 2 or 3 or whatever, the new version number, whatever,
When it really
that's
starts.
we get a new land, I guess, right? But it's like, well, we gotta wait till then, so we're gonna build content backwards.
Alrighty. How about you, Frank?
I mean, I think you already know about it, the Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho, we just saw it before the podcast. We're not planned, not scheduled, but
Oh, it was planned.
how are we feeling here? Welcome to the Yu Yu Hakusho reaction, Netflix live action reaction video. How do we feel?
When I first saw the picture, I was like, I cringed.
Mm.
But watching the trailer, I feel better about it. Like, it still could be bad because when I watched the Cowboy Bebop trailer, I was hopeful.
Ain't that the truth?
But it wasn't like watching the One Piece trailer where I was like, oh no, it's not gonna work. So that's my feelings. Like, I feel a little better. It looks better than I expected.
It's interesting because they're really just slicing and dicing that thing, because apparently we're gonna jump pretty much before the Dark Tournament arc from based on that trailer. The little I know of my Yu Hakusho history and how to get there, because there are sequences like definitely don't happen in the anime or the manga that happened in this live action adaptation involving a set of brothers, perhaps. Though I do like they did hype up the scene in the trailer of showing the Toguro brothers and the little on the shoulder.
Yeah. Well,
So-
it actually looks okay.
That's what it should look like, and I'm kind of like, why does this look okay to me and also really stupid at the same time?
Yeah.
That was like always like a weird dynamic, but the weirdness I kind of liked about it.
It's fine because the anime, it's fine, right? But when you see it in live action, you go like, I don't think that.
It's one of those. And they spent a lot. I can only imagine how many dollars they figured to get the Toguro guys just right in this live action adaptation.
Well, see, they brought Squirtle. See, they brought the
Squirrel, yeah, because it's kind of like that. They gave poor Frankie a run for his money. Hey, One Piece. Hey, I get it for that. Hey, I'm caught up now. I know who this guy is. Cool Shades people.
What happened to Kurobaro?
I don't know. Kurobaro lost the pompadour and the red hair because I guess Kurama can only be the red hair one, apparently. So that was also the 2 seconds we saw of Kurobaro also, because we saw a decent amount of Hiei and Kurama and a lot of Yusuke.
Hiei looks, his third eye looks kind of normal.
It looked like he went to Ash Wednesday.
You know, like I was expecting a bigger eye because the anime is bigger, and he mostly had a headband most of the time.
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious. But the little I saw of no headband was just like, oh, I didn't know he was Catholic. Oh, okay, cool.
But I like you said, though, right? It's like it has good promise, but like it's not afraid to chop whatever we know, whatever, and we get to a certain point in that trailer, like this. How does this not happen in the anime nor in the manga? Or like this scenario will never happen under this goofy thing.
Yeah, so yeah, they're definitely taking some cuts, and they're definitely keeping closer to the anime than the manga from what we saw. But I'm a Yu Yu Hakusho junkie. I'm gonna watch it. I mean, I didn't hate the One Piece live action despite that was in a Western adaptation. I guess I'm gonna believe in the Japanese adaptation. I guess a little bit more, hopefully.
How much Sagashi in this thing? That's a real question to ask.
I mean, absolutely nothing. I mean, he's too busy putting out Hunter. No, he's not.
He's relaxing, chilling out, waiting the payments come in, and then
honey, did the new Sailor Moon Cafe come out? Cool. I look forward to the checks. Wasn't he on Twitter the other day or something again?
Yeah,
he's trying. I love the poor man. He's just trying these poor abusive relationship with the fan. Oh boy. Oh, he drew a line. That means more chapters coming out next week. Oh boy. It's like these poor. This is an abusive relationship. This is why I can't. I'm a Yu Yu Hakusho fan, not a Hunter x Hunter fan. I'll leave it at that. All right, so that is it for the new, or at least every one of my news here. I did my homework here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, someone actually paid attention to news. Oh, darn.
Let's see here. Nothing too crazy, so I might blast through all these. Let's see here. Crunchyroll is offering a new Game Vault service for the Mega and Ultimate users.
And because of that, now they get rid of the mangas thing, the Crunchyroll manga.
I mean,
in December.
I guess that's one way to think about it. But I think it's just more like they knew the manga was dead, so they figured, what's the next best thing to do? And
yeah, it dies December 11th.
Apparently, yes. Apparently, getting River City Girls as part of this membership if you're a Mega or Ultimate fan.
Yes, the anime.
So, hey, if you one of those people, it's something to use because I doubt many people are buying stuff on the Crunchyroll store.com.
But you had to be like a super, or you had to be in the second or third tier, right?
To get those access to those games. But you could just buy those games directly if you don't want to be paying a higher price for games that you could just buy flat out cheaper for probably a super price. But hey, if you're one of those members, something to check out. Since I know you and I keep forgetting, we have access to Netflix games on our phones.
Yes,
which is a weird thing.
I don't know how that works, and I don't want to try.
Yeah, a little bit, but so hey, if you're Crunchyroll member of those tiers, check out your free games. Why not? The Great Pretender. Has anyone seen The Great Pretender set?
I didn't know one is, or maybe me, you have.
I have.
I think I seen. So don't ask me why, but I think I seen the opening.
It's an alright opening. But it's pretty good.
But other than that, I have no idea what is going on.
I take it you have not, Frank.
No.
It is an anime that is about a bunch of con artists. So think of Ocean's 13 if you're familiar with Ocean's 13.
See, that means I should have watched it by now. If that's the case.
It's pretty good overall. There's a tease of new movie, TV show, something new in the universe is coming out. I'm a big fan of it because I like the concept, and plus it's the character designer behind Ava, and I love a lot of that guy's work.
And a new mobile game coming out soon.
Bubble?
They'll announce like a mobile game for that game.
Oh, sure.
I was making that fun.
But see, it only works on the big waifu games and not a big waifus in the Great Pretender.
Maybe there is. Maybe there's a bunch of
in the new season, perhaps. Maybe in the next season, Miles. If you're now if they announce that, Miles is like, all right, I'm all in, baby. Let's go.
I was in with Ocean's.
Someone see Idol Master?
Ocean's 11 or something like that.
Okay, now you're in. Well, there you go. Well, hopefully now you can watch the Great Pretender on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix series only. So there you go. Check it out. It's a pretty good show, actually. Speaking of more anime to check out, mark on your calendar on December 8th because The Boy and the Heron is coming out here on the West Coast. But in particular, the highlight is the English voice dub cast they have going here, and it's quite the star-studded collection of famous actors who are taking part of this, like Mr. Willem Dafoe. The Green Goblin himself is in this one. You got the Batman showing up. Now, question
is he playing the protagonist or the antagonist?
There you go. Probably the antagonist. Probably. The Batman's in there. Luke Skywalker's in there. A lot of famous people. It's a pretty star-studded cast, considering I don't think this is done by Disney anymore. I could be wrong.
No, well, I think it's by G Kids now. I think, right? Because they got most of the rights to those things.
But I guess they had to convince all these famous actors it's a Miyazaki film, and everyone likes Miyazaki. It's The Spirited Away. How can you not like it? So it looks pretty good. Hopefully on the podcast we'll talk about The Boy and the Heron in the future in mid-December, hopefully. Fingers crossed. While you're marking your December calendar, mark December 25th, Christmas itself, for Zom 100. It's finally ending, a proper ending, supposedly.
All 3 episodes coming literally on Christmas Day. Congratulations.
How fitting. The zombie show is like a zombie being resurrected from the dead to make its ugly appearance on Christmas time itself. as a guy who technically picked it for a show for last season, I guess I never caught up with it, to be honest, but I guess I will now.
But look at the cooler opening.
Yeah, I did see the official opening. I'm like, really? You guys had extra weeks and you came up with this generic TikTok dancing. Cool.
Let's see, gets the kids hyped though, I guess.
I guess so. Did not win any awards from me. But who knows? I picked it, so now I gotta stick with it. Speaking of more anime movies, apparently Spy Family's getting its own movie at the end of this year in Japan and sometime in 2024 out here in America. Yay! Have you seen the Spy Family, Frank?
I've seen season 1.
Season 1, okay. Because I know there's a new season out right now.
I read the manga to where they're at in the anime right now. I read the manga enough so that in the anime, that's where I left off, I guess.
What a nerd. So yeah, mark it on your calendars. I guess I need to catch up since I've only dabbled in the manga and not so much the anime. What else here? RE4 remake heading to the iPhone, or for iPhone Pro users only, I guess, with an asterisk on December 20th.
For me and Ray, we'll see how this thing cracks out.
I spent a lot of money on this stupid phone I'm holding in my hand right now, and to play some RE4 on the go, I am curious to see how that looks and plays, considering that was the hype.
What if I tell you it's going to be 30 frames per second? If you're lucky, it doesn't drain your battery out.
I mean, I'll take it. I mean, it's a good. I talked about previous on the podcast what a good game it was. So to have it on the handholds, not using touch controls, I think might be an interesting experience that I want to test that my curiosity.
I want to believe.
I want to believe. That's what it is. I want to believe. So we'll see if that is a good dream to have. Speaking about dreams, how about the dream of a live action Zelda, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh,
it's happening.
I don't know.
For real?
Yeah, I don't know. I got
Mr. Miyamoto himself says, "Let's make it happen, fellas."
I don't know how. This there's so many different tangents because it depends which one to do, right? Because obviously the one most likely we're probably gonna do is Orchid at a Time, right? It's a classic.
It's the one everyone knows.
But that we can easily do to a 3-part, maybe. I don't know. That's the only one it can do because you can't. All the other ones is too. There's so many. I have so many thoughts, right? It's like,
how do you do a Legend of Zelda story in a movie? Is that even possible? What do you think, Frank? Can you do a Legend of Zelda in one movie, or do you need like a trilogy or something like Lord of the Rings or whatever?
I think it could be done in one movie. Is it going to be a trilogy?
It's unknown. Right?
Oh.
My guess is probably not.
I mean, it's not that long.
I got
think
it.
about Link's Awakening. I mean, not Link's Awakening. Link to the Past.
Link to the
It's
Past.
not that long of a game. You could finish it.
True, I suppose.
Well, I think the way if we're thinking like Orchid time wise, my head. That's my head right now.
Okay.
The first movie would be like the three stones, the Goron's gem, the Zora Sapphire, and the Fairy Kokori Emerald, something like that.
Yes.
And then he gets locked up inside the Orchid, the Temple of Time, and that's how you end the movie. Done.
So they're gonna make it for
They're making it's happening, Frank.
I am.
I don't lie here on the podcast. Well, at least not on the new segment. Everything else, yes.
Very curious. It would be cool if they do it and Link just doesn't talk.
I'm not talking Link. I don't think that's happened. That's not a Hollywood movie.
But I, like Frank says, but it'd be kind of cool if it is though. Or he just grunts.
And then be like,
and his puzzle looks.
I think it could be done.
No one wants to see this movie.
All I know, as long as Zelda's not has a British accent again, if we actually
Link.
or okay, maybe for a second, more like non-believable Link.
Hello, Link.
Then I'll be okay with it because I think we all learned from our experience so far. Hey, that's not the direction we should go for Zelda.
I don't know.
And then they could end the movie with Link about to talk, and then he just the credits.
How do you feel about that crazy adventure you just had? Like, and just scroll the credits.
Huh? It's.
All right, maybe I'll open this up. I'll ask you, Frank. What if you only have one movie? You got 2 hours to tell the story. What Zelda story are you gonna try to do in 2 hours?
Zelda story. Ooh. I mean, I would want to do Wind Waker, but that's probably too much motion.
Ooh, that's a lot of C. That's a lot of C.
But yeah, I would do Link to the Past.
Link to the Past. I mean, that's a good choice. Good choice. I just feel like sadly, because a lot of Zelda games are all about the dungeons and whatnot, but like there's become like montage scenes in the movie, right? To fit into that 2 hour gap.
Well, it depends. Or may cut it down to maybe like 2 or 3 dungeons. Is that and call it a day?
Just need to get one secret item in one temple.
Yeah, like
Or
2,
dungeon.
maybe 1 or 2. Kind of like I said earlier about like the Wind Waker. Do like the last 2. Well, when you had there's only 2 of them really at the end after the 3, the sages or the when you do the forest sage and then the wind sage.
I think they would have to not be so loyal to the games and just
True.
okay, we don't have to save 7 princes.
Right, because they're not gonna get all the stars, and all the gems, and all the thingamabobs, all the Triforce pieces.
Yeah, so just
A little adventure.
Oh come on, but I never liked the Wind Waker. Come on, don't you want to search for like 16 pieces for the?
Oh, you're 1 centimeter off. Up doesn't count.
yeah. If it's one movie, they would have to skip a lot. If it's 3, then they could probably do like 1 Triforce per movie.
And what about you, Miles? You said it sounded like Orca Time. If you had to pick one Zelda thing to adapt in 2-hour movie, what are we?
Well,
what are we gonna try to do?
2-hour movie.
Yeah.
You could probably do Link's Awakening, maybe, but like you have to objects to wake up the windfish, right? So you just cut the instruments off, and then you get like 2 or 3 instruments. And
Start with one of those trippiest Zelda movies as the first movie for a major global audience.
I mean, if you want to be a real trip, we could do Majora's Mask.
It becomes a horror franchise after that.
And then you got Tim Burton to do.
Tim Burton? It was as a cousin?
Burton, yeah.
Tim Burton.
You get him to direct the film to really sink it in.
There you go.
But the problem, like Frank says, the problem is that the games require a lot of exploration, a lot like you have to collect certain things to unlock things. Like how you to cut that down. It's like I got the item that I needed, and now here's Ganon. It's like if you enjoy it because you're do a trilogy, in which you slowly get the pieces he needs to beat the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Or you kind of just like you get the Master Sword. He does everything to get the Master Sword, and that's how he defeats the Ganon. That's it.
Probably something like that, right? Just the goal to get to the Master Sword and get the Master Sword.
Yeah. So like I said, like friends earlier, more like Link to the Past. You get the 3 medallions. You unlock the lost forests or lost woods.
I was gonna say
lost woods. Get the sword, and that's how you defeat. And that's it. You're done.
There you go. Bob's your uncle. We got him.
But it's going to be tough to do live action wise because the budget's going to need to be high.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know. Part of me wants to say Ocarina of Time because it's probably my favorite story wise.
I think that's what they're gonna do.
And that's the popular choice. But then how do you condense that to a 2-hour movie? Because like Miles suggested earlier, like you could literally that's at least 2 movies, one kid Link and one adult Link, because that's how the game goes. But yeah, there's a lot to be either montages or Link. It just happens we only need 1 or 2 more sages, not all 7 or whatever it is. But yeah, and then plus I think it's gonna be easier to give a man
when it fire put the like sages or 2 sages together, put them together one
double combo, it's a double pack.
The water and fire sage.
Hey, they're all hanging out together. But yeah, and then plus I think putting Ganondorf on screen is a lot easier than putting a big pigman wizard boy on screen. So yeah, I feel like it has to be a Zelda game with Ganondorf. So
or Rizarwim. It would be like the wizard from Link to the Past.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens, but it's happening. Oh boy, look forward to that. A live action Legend of Zelda coming soon to a theater near you.
Oh, I know it'd be easier if it was like the Mario movie. It'd be easier. That's just me.
You mean it was animated?
Oh, yeah,
the keyword is to be animated.
Well, because I figured out, I thought that was a stick we're gonna do for the. You could do a contemporary with Zelda, the Nintendo, because that movie did pretty well for them. So I thought we were gonna keep doing that, but now we're doing live action. I don't know.
So we'll see what happens there. What else do I have in my news? I have a new Sonic game announcement apparently for Apple Arcade called Sonic Dream Team that arrives on December 5th. Hey, it just happens I am an Apple Arcade member because I bought, once again, my iPhone 15 Pro Max. What a mouthful that was. And I'm a Sonic fan, so I'll check it out. Supposedly, there's some people out there who's played it, and they say it's like Super Mario 64. So that has my curiosity.
Well, that can't, for a Sonic game, that can't end well.
So a lot of 3D adventuring, perhaps. From the little gameplay they've shown, it does seem a little bit more open worldish a little bit.
Sonic Adventure 3?
I don't think I'm going to go that far, but it does look promising. And like I said, I'm a part of the membership, so good timing on my part. Good timing for 2025 for HBO with The Last of Us Season 2. Yay!
Hey, well, yeah, I guess that happened. The actor strike is over now.
Yeah, so look forward to that. I imagine you never played The Last of Us, have you, Frank?
I watched the series.
Oh, wait. You haven't played the game, but you watched the TV show?
Yeah.
How do you feel about the TV show?
It was good.
Oh, okay. Well, look forward to 2025 Season 2.
I am.
All right. Well, all right. I did see that little plot twist. Got me there. All right. Well, there you go. Just for Frank. Just for you, Frank. I hooked you up.
Oh, thanks.
And just for me, the of course November 7th just passed. So without November 7th, it has to be the N7 day for Mass Effect fans.
Oh, is there something happen?
Sure. I'm gonna convince myself something happened, despite deep down I know it's not true.
No, guys, we're working on it. Seriously, guys, we're
for reals. In 3, 5, 10 years, I swear.
There's no Commander Shepard. The statue of Commander Shepard's dead corpse.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Who knows? We have a new
I missed that
N7
one.
corpse with this new trailer, teaser, whatever you want to call this thing, where it implies we're bringing some of the original cast of the trilogy series and bringing them to the Andromeda. That's what it is. I was say Armageddon. Like, no, that's not right.
So,
well, maybe it is.
so doing a picture with Picard. We gotta save this shit somehow. Hey, look, you never care us, right, everybody? No, right?
Yeah, everyone loves
look,
it.
look, they're here.
Savage. It's
hey,
Liara, your favorite. She's all here.
It's Commander Shepard.
Yeah, pretty much holding up on strings.
Like a skeleton.
Pretty much, like in a wheelchair on fucking Weekend at Bernie's style. But yeah, the tease of there's some N7 agent. He looks like the fucking what was. Wait, oh my god.
Not Roxas?
Not Roxas. What's
Ventus?
Yes, Evil Ventus. Remember Evil Ventus with the helmet?
Venturus?
Yes, whatever. He looks like kind of like that with an N7 logo.
Oh, because because Venturus looks a lot like Sora, pretty much.
No. Oh, okay. Yes, you're right. Without the mask, but with the mask on, discount Darth Vader, which is what they tease in this yet new update of this new Mass Effect.
Spoiler for everybody.
Oh well, it's been 12 too long many years, and Kingdom Hearts. It's all nonsense.
I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 4, by the way.
Also know Spock loves the darkness. Attaboy Spock. Wolf. Spark. That's his dog. Spock's little dog. Come on. Everyone knows this.
I hope that's not it, because that will
God damn it, Spock. I was telling you to get that dog off the bridge. Engage. I can do them all. All your Star Trek references all in one. Let's see here. And with the next generation, you can look for the next generation of the Steam Deck with the OLED model coming out.
Well, so we're literally going to copy the Switch, huh?
Hey, just steal the Nintendo playbook, because the OLED version of Steam's little portable handheld device is coming out just around the corner, November 17th.
So when the Switch 2 comes out, like, oh, look, guys, it's a new Switch or Steam Deck that does the same thing it does. Look at that.
And it seems pretty impressive, considering it's the same price point as the original launch of the Steam Deck, but this time it's got an OLED screen as adjusted.
So is it a new SKU, or is it replacing the or
It is replacing it, to my understanding, because the new one or the current models are going to be dropped in price and sold, and then once they're gone, they're gone. That is my understanding.
Ooh, you'll get a piece of history when you can, folks.
There you go. So if you want the OG, now's your time to pick up the OG. Apparently the prices are dropping down to $350 to $450 for the OG models. But the OLED model, better screen, slightly bigger screen, better battery life, a better internet connection, so you could download your games a lot faster, which is pretty big if you ask me.
Ooh, we're like Wi-Fi 6, I guess?
Wi-Fi 6E.
Oh.
And the thermals are a lot much cooler, so if you don't like burning your hands on the go.
Oh, like I always do.
There you go. This new OLED model.
That's what lets me know when to stop playing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Sorry for those who live in the colder climates. You're going to have to, move to warmer temperatures to enjoy your cooler thermals.
And the guts are pretty much the same?
It's the same thing. It's just remodeled. The power performance of frame rate and this and that is pretty much the same. My understanding, the little previews people I've seen on the interwebs. But it's just like a kind of like the Nintendo Switch OLED, where it's just slight improvements, but enough little improvements for those who've been on the fence and waiting to pick up.
And Steve's talking about, what, 2 years now?
I think it's more like 3 years.
Oh, okay. So I was saying it's not that far from being a refresh.
This is like the ultimate original Steam Deck.
I don't know why I was thinking like it's the iPad. It's a goofy Apple thing. And it's time, new year, new white version of the thing you bought
No, they
last
don't
year.
update that much. They haven't updated since the first version. But like I said, the price point is still the same, which ranges from $550 to $670 if you want the super elite edition with the case and stickerness and that. But even the basic one actually gives you, I think, 500 gigs now. So they increase the storage
so you play,
as well.
Modern Warfare 3 and that's
Yeah,
it.
you can play, enjoy. Warzone fans rejoice because it's the only game you can afford on have the space for it. But it looks pretty neat. I have yet to pick up a Steam Deck because part of me was like, let's see if Steam's gonna stick with it because Valve has put out a lot of things over the years that they just kind of
remember the Steam controller. Right?
I mean, we could remember the Steam PCs, the idea.
The Steam Links.
The Steam Link. There's a lot of things we go down the history of things they started and just kind of gave up on. But it seems like they struck gold with the deck, and now we have the ultimate deck one at least.
The only thing, my only issue with that thing is that I'm not sure if games I have are compatible with said thing.
Well, my understanding, and it's been a while since I looked in this, but there's official, like certified, like someone officially testing and all thumbs up, A+, no problems here. And there are games like, technically it's not been approved, but it runs 80-90%, no problems, just fine. So it depends on your game. But it seems like if it's a popular game, someone out there over in Seattle is working on it to make sure it passes certification for the Steam Deck. So I've heard nothing but good things, and I think this might be the time I jump aboard and see if the bigger boy can live up to the hype versus the little portable Nintendo Switch.
All right. Hopefully that works out.
Hopefully it does. Put it on my Christmas list.
And maybe it'll be Half-Life 3 someday.
Well, you can just leave. Just get out of here. You can just
go
out the
go
door.
now.
I didn't know Paul was on the podcast.
How about Portal 2 or Portal 3?
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, Portal 2 already came out.
No, Portal 2. See, I kind of said, wait, hold a second, it's not been that long.
That one they did fall. They fulfilled that promise at least. So everything else, not so much. All right, so that'll wrap up our news. So it's now time for the big main topic of the show.
Da, 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 da.
We have our anime previews from the fall season. Woo!
Just in time for half the season to be over already.
All right, and because we didn't have a draft, let's let everyone know right now, right here, right this second.
Place it now.
What are we going to be talking about? So, Frank, what are the 3 shows you're going to be covering for this season?
Oh, let me see if I get these names right.
Big test. Big test.
The first one is Firefighter Daigo.
Daigo. All right.
Daigo Firefighter.
And the other one is Apothecary Diaries. And the last one is Frieren and Journey or something like that.
All right. Confirmed. Miles, what 3 shows have you selected this season?
Mine is 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You.
Really.
Really.
Did you gotta get the official name, Miles? All right.
Yeah.
A lot of reallys there.
A lot of reallys in that guy.
Wait, can you say that again?
The 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You. Yeah.
Frank is like surprised, but not really.
Have you been talking to Oda?
No.
How big are they? Can they ball?
I don't need my heads. Anyway, Shy, that's the other one, and Stardust Telepath.
Stardust Telepath. All right. No space trains on that one. No
trains. No. Well, there's what? No.
You're the one playing it. I'm just calling as I see it, brother. Just calling as I see it. And for myself, my 3 titles I selected this season is my new boss is Goofy. That is Goofy.
Huh?
Gosh. 16-bit sensation, Another Lair. Ooh.
Well, that's a mouthful.
Not 1 but 2 titles. And Shangri-La Frontier. The final frontier. Engage, run.
I like how you can do all the whole spiel. You should make a button so that way you just put all of them all together. Just
God damn it, Jim! I'm just a doctor. Can do it all.
All right,
can do it all.
You good? You got
Don't worry. It's time for more Star Trek. There's more time for Star Trek. Don't worry. All right, Frank. So, what is your first victim of our fall season 2023?
The first one is Firefighter Daigo.
Okay.
I saw this trailer and I'm like, okay, it could be different. I wanted something different. First thing it reminded me of is that other firefighter show.
I was gonna say, is this the Alien show or
no?
Not Men in Black.
No.
Okay, because I remember that was a pick because I think you would think it was like a first responder show or something.
Yeah. The rescue hero. I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah, even I forget.
It was a weird one. But no, this was more normal. Nothing supernatural. It kind of gives you a feeling like, yeah, fire is dangerous.
Fires are bad.
Fire is bad. Don't touch it.
Don't start fires, kids.
The weird thing about this anime is that it's called Firefighter Daigo, but it seems like the main character is this other guy called Shun, because he's always talking. He's like the narrator. They show him most of the time. But Daigo is like, which after watching it, I'm like, oh, it's a name. Daigo is like the superstar recruit, and so he's like looking up to him, and eventually they become partners. So the first episode, it just shows a building burning, and they're trying to rescue people. Which I have no idea what happened, because you see the background and like every building in the horizon is burning. I'm like, did the world end? What's going on?
It's really bad. It's a bad fire.
So I'm like, what's going on here? The second one, they go back to like when they're in the academy. And apparently the main ones are Daigo, Shun, if I'm not mistaken, and the girl.
Generic anime third girl character.
Yeah.
We'll call her Sakura.
There you go. So I'm guessing they're gonna have like, it's mostly gonna talk about them. They didn't get too far into it. Again, mostly Shun and Daigo. A little bit of the girl. It just shows them.
She's not important.
No, just
Probably not, sadly.
everybody's just trying to take selfies with her. And not kidding.
If only I was joking.
So yeah, the second episode shows them in the academy and how they went through a test and eventually they passed.
Student exam.
There
confirmed.
seems to be some sort of secret with Daigo, because
Ooh.
he was talking to the teacher and it's like, I thought you looked familiar, and then so maybe like his dad was a firefighter, and but I don't know why he's keeping it a secret. He's like, please don't tell nobody, I'll do anything. I'm like, so they didn't tell me what it was, which is kind of annoying because I don't want to watch it too.
Right.
I'm like, oh, you're gonna make me.
Keep you teasing on the edge of your seat. Come back for more.
So yeah, the third episode was another drill, I think. Oh no, it's weird. It's just like I don't know why it's called Daigo, because they keep showing the other guy. they show him like how he really didn't want to be a firefighter, or I don't know. It's weird. The impression I got is it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't do anything that made me dislike it. It could turn out that it's just setting up, and then it's gonna be wonderful at the end. I don't know, but it didn't do anything to stand out, and that's where it is.
Is it? Do you know if it's a 12-episode series or longer?
I don't know.
Okay, just curiosity to see, because it feels like it needs to be longer if we're gonna get to the Daigo part. If poor Daigo's in the shadows.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Do you know one thing that I kept thinking? I'm like, these drills are super hard. Like, yeah, I'm doing 700 squats. I'm like, there's no way you can do 700. Like, come on, I picked it because I thought it was gonna be like a realistic thing, which it is. But then it's like, okay, you cannot hang for 35 minutes and then feel fine.
That is a long time.
So, it didn't stand out. That's where I stand with it. I was a little bit disappointed in it.
A little disappointing. All right. Well, it doesn't sound like a terrible trash
No,
fire.
not terrible. If this was last season, I think it would have a strong chance.
Oh, okay. So we'll see if anything comes stronger down the way. How's the animation?
It's fine. It doesn't look
nothing
bad,
crazy,
no.
but past the okay. It's always good.
It's very dark. Like,
you think, which is somewhat ironic with all the fires, I'd imagine.
Yeah, the fires are dark. It's dark fire, darkness.
Itachi? Why did he get here?
Amataretsu, was it?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I guess I gave it away, but I'm not picking this one.
Everyone, the Vegas tickets are in there. Everyone at the casino is booing right now. But all right, well, okay, well, now you know. At least people could put their backs behind they don't have to be on the edge of the seat anymore. They can relax a little bit in their chair again. So thanks for that, I think, Frank. All righty, Miles, it's time for you. What is your first victim of the evening?
I like how it makes like you're not gonna pass. They might pass. You don't know.
I don't know. Well, your first what's your appetizer?
So my first one would be Stardust Telepath. It's pretty easy. It's a slice of life story about a girl named Umika who pretty much is a timid, shy girl. Da 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 da. She doesn't make friends, and she rather make friends with aliens. So she wants to build a rocket so that way she can make friends with aliens in space, because that's where she finds someone who can understand her than how she is in life, I guess.
To outer space, every one of us?
Yeah, pretty much. And somehow she bumps to a girl who allegedly says she's an alien. Yui. So pretty much,
So JoJo?
But she lives in the lighthouse because it's a small town. It's a small town where they live in.
Also JoJo, I think.
But like she lives in the lighthouse. She arrived there suddenly, and she has no idea that she's a parent student there at the school. But she claims to be an alien, and she pretty much could read Umika's thoughts with forehead telepathy. So pretty much, like every time she Umika's scared or whatnot, she like read her thoughts. They touch forwards of each other, and they try to navigate life. Trying to build a rocket. Well, they want to build a rocket so that way you could go up to space, and we could find people of her kind.
An ET phone home?
Did you say they touch foreheads with each other?
Yeah, I mean
that's how you know if they have a cold or not.
But it's a cute slice of life thing.
Does she have a glowing finger too?
No.
Bicycle?
I guess her forehead glows when they.
Yeah, the Reese's Pieces.
No.
Damn it!
But they bump to other girls who, for one reason, want to do the same thing, try to build a rocket, pretty much. And so they start.
Is one of them called Elon Musk?
No.
Darn it!
But overall, the story is pretty much this cute slice of life thing. We bump to other girls who want to go to space. So they focus on making bottle rockets, I guess, and they kind of go through the idea of how to make a bottle rocket and try to
baby steps.
Try to, I guess, slowly get building. Like the last episode, or episode 3, they bump to an engineer girl who doesn't go to school, but she just work in engineering.
Do they have half a cyborg?
No.
One Piece reference.
But pretty much she doesn't go to school because she's focused on doing mechanical work, I guess. And so I convinced her to join the club so that way they could build a rocket.
So is this just cute girls doing cute things?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a show, of course. I know right now I was gonna say, of course, it's a show that Miles gonna pick.
No, not my brother. No, he likes the serious stuff.
But see, this time though, I'm gonna learn from mistakes, and this show's not gonna pass.
All right, well, spoil. Everyone's just spoiling. Everyone in Vegas is like, at the bar, so many tickets are throwing. People are cursing.
Well, then also because the studio's new to me, the animation's
I can't trust
okay,
them.
but the problem with the show is that the speed's kind of too fast sometimes. Like it likes going. It's like it goes and you're like, wait, what just happened? It's like breaking, like kind of like I won't say like Demon Slayer, but we're getting close to Demon Slayer, kind of like speed, like catch up. Man, why? Because it's a 4-panel comic, right? Like most of these are, right? But so it's kind of hard. Pacing wise, it's hard to manage it, I guess. Opening's okay. The ending's better. Overall, I'll watch it, but I won't force you guys to watch it because I learned that lesson last time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're a good man.
So apparently Miles versus, what'd you say, Stardust Galaxy? What was
Stardust No, I can't say. Telepath. There.
Telepathy.
I can't take that ride.
Yeah, I know.
Neither can any of us. Which, once again, yay probably on that. All right, so it sounds like it's my turn to talk about my first show for this season. All right, so my first show of the season, my first victim, my appetizer, you decide how you want to describe it, is My New Boss is Goofy, which is a... Exactly. It is a very underdog pick. So once again, for those who are new to the podcast, I tend to pick out of the 3 shows, the preview. I take up a show that I want to watch no matter what. I don't give a shit, this or that.
Well, so do I.
The other 2 choices is pick something very popular, and the other choice is to pick a show that no one's watching, but everyone is giving it very high remarks. And My New Boss is Goofy is the latter one, where it is a show no one is watching, but it has nothing but high remarks on the interwebs. So the setup for this show is our main protagonist is Kentaro Momose, who has recently quit his job working in advertising, I guess, and has started a new job. The reason why he quit his last job is because it was a terrible, terrible work environment where his boss would nag him, degrade him, He worked overtime. Think Zom 100, basically.
Oh, okay. Is there also an animation studio, perhaps? Maybe.
It is not. Actually, it's done by A1 Pictures.
Huh.
But yes, so basically, it was a terrible, terrible workplace, and he said, "I need to get." He finally got the courage and get the fuck out of there, because those who don't know, in Japanese society, once you start with a company, you're kind of expected to be there for life. It's not very common, especially out here in the West, where you just get up and be like, "I'm gonna go do the same job at another company and get like a 10% bonus and benefits," right? In Japan, it's you're one and done. So it was a very traumatic experience to finally work up the courage to do so. So when he finally decides to start the new job, that's where episode 1 starts off, where he's like, "Oh boy, I hope this new job's gonna work out. I hope my new boss isn't an asshole and like the last guy." And he guess he had like an ulcer, so he's like constantly like, "Oh, my stomach's rumbling. Oh god, here comes the bad news. How bad is it gonna be?" He's pretty much a fragile little being, if you will. But luckily, he feels a lot better a lot quicker, because his new boss, Mr. Yuasei Shirozaki, I think as he pronounced it. Shirozaki is a big old fucking goofball. Just like the title implies. He is a very kind-hearted, airheaded soul who is trying his best to help his kohai, if you will, with Momose. And I almost want to say mimosa. So yeah, and that is almost every episode of the show.
This is My Tiny Senpai? This sounds the exact same thing.
I never saw My Tiny Senpai, so I cannot confirm or deny.
The fact that, there was like, the goofy higher, I guess, senpai, and then the kohai just started in the work. It's same premise.
I'll trust you. But yeah, that is the setup for most of the show from what I've seen early on. I think 5-ish episodes. I got to dive in a little deep since we're a little later into the season. So I did a little extra investigation. But yeah, it is very lighthearted. Technically it falls into, I think the Japanese refer to as Irashike genre. It's very chill back slice of life is the best way to describe this genre. Think of Mushishi, that's what it is, Mushishi.
Okay.
But less supernatural. But the effect, it's very low, calm vibes, because it's funny, but it's very kind of lighthearted funny. The boss is goofy in a way where, like, for an example, he'll tell the new guy, I'd let you know, hey, that we're gonna have a fire alarm test like this afternoon. So if the fire alarm goes off, don't be worried. It's just part of, just practice, just a drill. And then the afternoon comes and the fire alarm goes off. And the first thing the boss does is like, whoa, we gotta evacuate. Are you okay? I'll take you out. I'll carry you out the building. And it's just like, wait, he just forgot this is all practice? And like little silly things like that. Another example is like, I think they're talking just like on their lunch break, and they see the park, and there's like, and he's looking, what is this guy looking at? And it looks like it's a cat to him. And he's like, "Oh, do you want to pet the cat? Well, I'll go bring the cat for you. I'll check. Oh, hello, little kitty." And he gets it to her and he's like, "Oh, it's just a plant that looks like a cat." So he does like a little silly things where he misunderstands the situation. And the guy's like, "Oh, Kaiwi, oh, he's so cute. Oh, this and that." It is very lighthearted, silly. So yeah, that is a lot of the formula for this show. It is this guy trying to overcome this traumatic situation, and his very kind-hearted boss, who's a big old goofball, makes him feel a lot safer and comfortable in this work situation he finds himself in. What other positive things? It is nice to see that the show is very much focusing on like mental health and male bonding in a more serious atmosphere, with also having a little humor.
It's not trying to be too over the top, kind of like more realistically dealing with.
It's there, but it's very lighthearted, and the comedy is the focus.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, it's this guy really overcoming this like really bad situation he found himself in. Once again, you have to kind of know Japanese culture and the business office. Yeah. Plus side, they actually in the few office shows we've been talking about this whole time on Otaku, he works in advertising, so you actually know what he does. They do a lot of like theme parks because they travel to theme parks and test out the rides. Do
they go to Tokyo Sea Disney?
Legally not, but they go to some places that maybe resemble such things. But yeah, so it's just them kind of exploring them. The boss being saying something silly but lighthearted. There's a cute cat, so if you're a cat person, we got a cute cat who is just a big old tsundere, so look forward to that if that is your jam in that regard.
Does he also take care of the kohai, like in an apartment?
No, thankfully do not live together though. There is a episode where they drank heavily and he ends up falling asleep at the guy's apartment, which is kind of a funny, weird moment. This and that. But yes, A1 Pictures I mentioned before, so it's relatively well animated.
That's pretty
They
good.
do good stuff. The open ending is solid, a little forgettable for me, but I watched it 1 or 2 times and said, all right, I'm good. But hey, watching it more than once is something of note, I would argue. Honestly, the biggest reason why I pushed this show out of my 3 versus other shows, here's a bit, we talked about Yu Hakusho earlier. It's the same anime director from Yu Hakusho and Bleach.
Oh, so that's what you're in here. Okay.
And I don't, the only thing that made me think about him is his timing of comedy beats, but it's more of a Bleach thing than a Yu Hakusho thing. But that is definitely, like I said, I saw this credit, I'm like, okay, now I have to pick it and choose it.
I'm in now.
Because as a big Bleach and Yu Hakusho fan, I figured, let's see what he's up to, because he hasn't done a lot of things since the Bleach days.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was in there. Slightly concerning things. It is funny, but it's more of a, oh, that's funny versus actually laughing funny.
Yeah.
So if you really want a hilarious show, I'm more of a wacky, silly thing, and it's just more light silly than like I want some bizarro guy walking out doing weird things and making comments of like, how's this weird thing happening here, right? I kind of like that kind of more sense of humor, over the top stuff. The other thing that might be a little concerning or maybe off-putting to people out there is this show is a lot of like male focus, which maybe made people think of maybe something more like a BL series or a yaoi series, but it really isn't, I don't think, but maybe, but it isn't, but it is.
It's like some of the slice of life shows I watch, sometimes it leans towards more like I guess like Yuri, I guess, things like that.
Right.
But like it clearly is not, but it's like, it's weird that we're, I think for Japanese culture, it's like you're one way or the other way, right? But it's like, there's like some wiggle room here.
Yeah, so I'm okay with it, but if for those who are looking for that, maybe you'll get disappointed, or maybe you'll get it. Maybe it'll happen at the end. But looking at the tags, they did not fall into one of those categories. So if you're looking for that, you might get disappointed. But if you're looking for some light-hearted funness of
it sounds like fun to me.
Guys hanging out, being silly and slightly weird, it's okay. And also Kyon's in the dub, yay, or the Japanese, that is.
And just the fact that it seems like it's more realistic approach to how the workplace is, because in Japan the workplace, I think a lot of things we see that doesn't really take a really look at it per se, like, but this is actually, it is very weird for you to leave multiple. You have one job and that's it. You stuck. You're here.
You're one of us forever.
Yeah.
So
But
and we'll see if it makes it on through. I'm gonna keep everyone in suspense. Hold on to your Vegas tickets. We'll see what happens.
Oh, okay. Frank, make sure you put your bet on from this. Just put
your bet in right now, Frank. Get your phone. Alrighty, Frank, it's up to you. What is our second choice of the evening?
All right. So kind of going back to, remember how I told you I was upset about watching them early? And then I told you that I was working 2 jobs. So I watched it early because I started working more. And I'm like, I wasn't sure I was going to finish them. But now I'm like, I like it to be fresh in my mind. Anyways, I just wanted to get that out.
I agree with you. I feel the same exact way, Frank.
All right. So the second one I watched was Apothecary Diaries. And this was the very first one I picked. Like,
okay. You locked it in.
I was looking at all the trailers and stuff, like this is the one that caught most of my attention.
Okay.
It looks, in my opinion, it looks great. Like the animation is very colorful. I like colorful stuff. The opening is good and the ending is good. So the first one's basically explaining what it is. The first episode. So it's about this girl named Mamao. I think that this
Chinese.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Okay,
I think
okay.
it's in China.
Oh.
So basically, Mamao is this girl. Oh, sorry, that name just.
We're Americans.
No, it's because in Spanish it kind of sounds like a bad word.
Oh, that also works too. a lot of degrees, a lot of levels here.
So she's a daughter of a apothecary, and she's kind of one herself.
Quick question: what is that?
Apothecary is like a person that deals with herbs and mixed medicine. It's kind of like a doctor, but with plants.
Or organic doctor, I guess.
Poison ivy, perhaps.
Old school doctor.
Old school doctor.
So it starts off with her dad sending her on an errand, and she's like, okay, she goes, and she gets kidnapped.
Oh, that's a bad start.
Which it's if I had to describe the show, it would be sort of like a mystery, sort of detective comedy
Hello, tell me more.
with a bit of like very tiny sprinkle of fan service, but not really fan service. More like
Oh, you lost me.
it's because it's not like fan service like visual. It's more like they talk about it. Anyways, that's just how I would describe this.
Okay.
So they kidnapped her, and she's like, "Oh, great, my dad's gonna be worried." I'm like, "Wait, aren't you worried you're gonna die? What's going on?" So
That's
apparently the kidnappers sell her to the castle or wherever the wherever the emperor lives. I don't know what it's called. The estate, and she becomes a servant there, and she's trying to keep a low profile. Like she doesn't want anybody to know she can read. So eventually the emperor has like a bunch of women, and he has a bunch of kids with different women. And two of the women he has have a kid, and they both get sick. And her being the apothecary, she's like, I wonder what's wrong with this guy or these people. And she kind of figures it out, but doesn't want to say anything not to draw attention. So she kind of like leaves a note. And then this guy that works for the emperor kind of like notices that it's her. And kind of sets up a meeting and kind of tricks her into revealing herself. Because nobody knows how to read. And he writes on a paper like, you with the freckles, stay here. And then she like reacts and like, I got you. So he kind of finds out that she has knowledge, and is like, all right, well, why don't you try to help us out? She helps him out, and they're like, okay, you're actually good. We're gonna keep you, so you've been promoted.
Oh, there you go.
So yay. So that guy, I forgot his name. Basically, he is there like a counselor, but secretly he's there to seduce all the women and see.
Oh, okay.
Busy guy.
And see which one is unfaithful to the emperor.
Oh.
And like every time he tries to seduce Mamao, she's like and she's like, what's wrong with this one? Like,
oh.
So that it has like some comedy of like, it kind of like what you were saying. It doesn't make me like laugh out loud, but I'm like, hey, yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So it's kind of like every episode's like, oh, we are gonna solve this medical mystery, and Mamao's there.
Okay, so anime house.
Anime house, yeah. Anime house.
Some weird bizarre disease. I know the cure though.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like eventually this counselor guy and Mamao are gonna end up together.
Oh, there it is.
Kind of hope not, because then it would make the focus something else.
Really on. At least that was your concern early on with that one.
So the trailer makes it seem like she's like, it's sort of a Cinderella story, because she kind of gets a glow up, and I'm like, wait, you don't look like that.
I forget the kids the lingo.
So
that's a word I forgot.
So, yeah, that's basically it. I enjoy every episode. I enjoy her trying to figure out what it is, and the character interactions I think are well written.
Okay.
So I have no complaints about this one. It delivered as my number one pick.
Okay. Also, right, because
if we would have drafted it, it would have been number one draft.
It would have been number one draft. Okay.
It's beautiful, the ending and everything. So.
Right, because you mentioned the animation and the art is pretty and colorful.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good to see that she's smart, and at the same time she has like this human side where it's like, good to see she's not perfect.
That is honestly, that is a good sign. Does she have a cane to walk around with?
Oh yeah, there. I was gonna say someone's gonna make that joke.
No,
not yet. That's season 2. Season 2, she's got a cane.
But she does have like this horrible scar on her right hand, I think.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And it's like, have you been poisoned? And it's actually her. She tested out a whole bunch of poisons on herself just to see.
So she's really all in.
Yeah, she's like super geeky about it.
Oh, she's all in.
Like she didn't even care about saving the people. She was just like, oh, I wonder what's actually wrong.
Let's see what. Oh, okay. That's interesting. All right. I've heard a little bit about this show. That in overall, I heard good things, and it sounds like there's.
Yeah.
It lives up to the hype, so that's good.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm happy with this one.
All right. I'm gonna hope we'll see how far it goes. Oh boy. Alrighty, then Miles, it sounds like it's your time at bat.
It's your turn.
It's yours. Take it. I got to point. No, wait. He points backwards, doesn't he? He points at the camera? We talking about All Might?
I'm trying to remember. I think he points.
He does like the cool anime.
He points at the camera, and then like Deku sees
right. Remember when My Hero was like it's still okay, but remember when it was like, oh, it's so good.
Well, that's according to the people around here, I guess.
And everyone hates My Hero, and I'm like, I want to see more. Let's put it that way. Maybe I'm not excited, but I still want to see more. But back to you, Miles. What's the new hot freshness on the anime scene?
Actually, going a little tangent from My Hero.
Oh, here we go.
We're going to talk about Shy.
Okay.
So Shy is imagine a world in which apparently we're getting close to World War III, but it didn't happen because peace. But because we were so close to being Third World War that apparently heroes show up, or people with unique abilities around the world that could do supernatural. No, I guess like superhero things.
How do you do the opening too? The stretch on. Yeah,
I like that open. Anyway, but it's not that crazy. My hero. There's a hero for every country. So like
one represented.
Yeah, there's one.
Wait, don't we have an American one too? Also in My Hero.
Yeah, they did say last season. Yeah, but but every country has their own one hero per country, I guess.
One hero.
That's all you get.
So I know everyone gets so these people are like on spotlight and everything. Right, whatever. So we meet Japan's hero, Shy, which guess what?
Got him.
She's shy. So she's I think she's like 14. Her name's Teru, but no.
Of course.
But no, she's shy. So she's shy for when she transforms and things like that. No, she's a hard time dealing with people, I guess.
Wait, she transforms? Is she an Autobot?
Yeah, because
wait, you said is my first. She's more than meets the eye.
Yeah, no, so like all the heroes, they have these heart bracelets, like I guess kind of like like Sailor Moon kind of like things going on, like their bracelets on your arms.
Okay.
And then that's how you activate your super ability. So she transforms.
Of course, because anime.
And I guess in her ability, she's able to use like a rocket pack in her back, I guess.
She's Rocket Knight?
I guess like
Rocketeer?
Kind of like Rocketeer kind of in a way.
Where's the rocket?
There's a gold tip for all you like really old people out there.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so remember she has a rocket pack, and so she's our Japan's hero, and everyone's kind of not really warm to her yet. No, she's like
she got the job.
It's like 3 weeks into her being a hero, I guess. And everyone's like, I don't know this girl. I don't think because she has a hard time speaking or trying to do a public event. Because we meet her, she's like doing like a.
So she's Komi-san.
Yeah, one is like I guess like a hero show, I guess, like an amusement park.
Thriller Park.
Yeah, I think we keep going back with the Thriller Park. But we meet her, and she's timid, things like that. But and then the roller coaster hangs upside down. Oh no!
Isn't it supposed to hang upside down?
No, but like it frozen.
It's stuck.
It's stuck in a loop, really up like this. I guess it's hard. This is visual. Apparently, I'm doing right now. And so she has to save the people, and fortunately, she couldn't. She accidentally, in her attempt to rescue somebody, they actually, got injured. And it traumatized her to points. I guess it becomes kind of like Spider-Man 2, kind of in a way, or Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like she couldn't transform or do anything like that because
mentally until she got in the car with Uncle Ben.
But she gets over it. With help, I guess, with other heroes out there, and she learns to be a hero in the first episode. Things like that. So they so then they just said like the real purpose of heroes would come soon because she meets like I guess kind of like reminds me of Power Rangers Zordon.
Is that the brain guy?
Yeah, the brain guy
who also kind of looks like the Rocketeer.
Very much Unilever, which is like the
Zoldar, I think is.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so pretty much means Zoltar or Unilever, which is the same equivalent.
I gotta look it up.
Who's like, all right, guys. The heroes are gonna come soon.
Does she also have like a magic stone to say transform? Dun 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 dun. Shy.
Well, that's a heart bracelet, like or heart.
Heart bracelet. I mean,
everything's about the heart in the show.
It's not moon makeup.
No one is. Okay, sorry.
Zordon.
There you go. So close.
Guy.
So pretty much, the worm.
He looks like the Kingpin.
Something's gonna happen.
Kingpin.
Something's gonna happen to the world. Things like that.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, he does look like the Kingpin.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about. Oh, you're talking about the shadow. I thought you were talking about the bad guy. What's the name of the bad guy?
Zed.
Oh, Zed. That's okay. Now,
Or,
I always got that confused as a kid.
Or Queen. What's the other one? The lady.
Isn't Walter Wright the new one?
Okay, let's move on.
We're getting distracted. Sorry. What's up with Shy now?
All right.
When does Deku show up?
Well, I guess she is Deku kind of in this thing because she's the hero of Japan. I guess she gets help from the hero from Russia, which I don't know. I like she's a drunk pretty much.
Well, I was gonna. Oh my! I was just gonna make that joke and it's scattered. Oh my god.
Yeah. So it's like she likes drinking. Guess what her favorite drink is, right? Guess.
Is it vodka?
Yeah, it's vodka.
Vodka.
She likes drinking a lot, and her dream is that she wants to make everyone drink. The world will be happy if everyone get drunk.
She likes a Moscow Mule. She wouldn't sit down some ginger beer.
But no, I guess she's trained Teru kind of to being like a hero, things like that.
But her power is just to fly, basically.
Yeah, to fly. There's hint to other abilities she has, but no.
She has gears too.
I guess so, kind of. I didn't get to.
She's gonna put Nos on their back.
But I guess like the Russia's hero Spirit.
Get it?
She does a lot of smoke, like a lot of things with clouds, things like that. So she makes like clouds appear, things like that. That's her ability.
So is this one my hero?
So y'all have unique abilities, I guess. But it just was that the darkness is coming, and then there's this classic.
Is it also Darth Vader?
The small boy who happens to be like, of course, it's a small boy. It's like
Sora.
Reminds me of Full Metal.
Full Metal Alchemist.
What's you call it? The
Pride.
Pride, right? I can't.
Evil Pride. Is he Wrath or is he Pride? If you're an old school, you'll get the confusion.
So Brotherhood Pride, I guess. Brotherhood's Pride.
Brotherhood's Pride. Not because I have to.
Full Metal Alchemist.
There you go.
Got him.
So pretty much he's like crime the world, and I guess he's corrupt. He's freeing people's hearts and minds with this dark green.
Ansem?
And pretty much there comes crystallized monsters, things like that.
Sounds like Kingdom Hearts / Sailor Moon.
So apparently the girl that she almost she saved, but she got injured. I guess comes to the school she's at.
But of course.
But she gets a ring, of course, and then she comes this big giant crystallized thing, whatnot.
Sounds like Sailor Moon.
But then through the I guess Teru being Teru, I guess, and try to get to her heart and try to break the ring. She's able to break the ring off and save the girl, I guess, pretty much. And so now she has off to find other rings and trying to stop the darkness from spreading throughout the whole country, I guess.
That sounds like a lot of anime.
Yeah. Opening's neat though. Opening has a lot of
Opening's good. That's something. 90 seconds of solid continuity.
And I do like the fact that they're not afraid to change things up animation wise, because they do like in panel shots inside.
Who is the anime studio? Do you know?
It sounds like a new one. It's like Studio Pontiac or because I was in flip because I think it's the same. That one, the last show I'll talk about is the same one did the One Room Demon King and the One Room Hero. It's the same studio.
That's Silverlink.
Oh, that's Silverlink?
That's Silverlink.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking someone else.
I was gonna say
it's a newer studio, I guess. That's what I'm put it. The opening's great, ending, and overall, it has good promise, I guess. All right.
It sounds like a lot. It sounds like a lot. I don't know how to feel about it.
Well, I say it depends. How you want My Hero? That's the best way to describe it.
That's what it sounds like. If you want more My Hero and you just can't wait for the next season by Bones, here's Shy. Maybe, I don't know.
It has good promise. It has good promise, but we'll see how it turns out.
All in all, now I want a shot of vodka after this.
Yeah, that's the problem. Hurt. I was like, why does it have to be vodka?
Drunskinsky? Wasn't that bloody Mike Tyson? Punch Out. There you go. Jesus Christ. I got everything about the next name of the game. Punch Out. I think that was his name back in the day. All right, so now it's my turn here. I'm going to talk about 16-bit Sensation Another Layer.
That's a name.
That is a mouthful a little bit. So in this anime, our main protagonist is Konoha Atsuki Sato, who is an inspiring illustrator working today in 2023, working at a game company with the idea of hoping she wants to make it in the industry and make a name for herself in the video game scene and make like an ultimate video game, the next Mario 64, if you will, to a certain degree. However, sadly, her reality is she is just a no-name artist working on background characters in the company she currently works out, and kind of hates her life and her job, and is not living to the promise she hoped for as an inspiring artist.
Aren't we all?
Ain't that the awful bloody truth?
I should put that in the soundboard.
Well, all right. You asked for it. I will deliver.
And ain't that the awful bloody truth?
Indeed. So honestly, a lot of instantly vibes with if you're a little bit older with that struggle you find yourself in. You have these hopes and dreams as a high schooler and a college student, and then you get into the workforce. So perhaps it doesn't live up to the hype. But lucky for Konoha, a little magicalness happens in this show because on her way home after work, she stumbles upon this little mom and pop secondhand video game store, a GameStop, if you will, and discovers these bunch of classic Bishoujo games, very visual novel, basic visual novel games.
Do we have actual names here, or is it like?
Well, I'll get that to in a sec there, Miles. Where she can't believe, like, oh, this is a classic. Oh, this is a classic, and they're also like for $2, $4. Like, this is insane. You know, these are like '90s classics. You can't, lady, you can't sell these. These are great games. These games should be like $50, $100. The resale value on this is insane. You're losing out money. And she goes on and talks off the ear of the old lady to tell her about the hypeness and the love of these classic visual novel shoujo games and why they're so awesome. And they have great character designs, and she wished one day she could create such a masterpiece of these games. And then after hearing this talk, the old lady says, fuck it, these games don't sell. Take these games for yourself. Enjoy them, have fun with them. But of course, these are old 90s games, right? These are on floppy disks for the most part, depending on how old these are. So there's not really a way she could boot this up on her current 2023 PC and run them on her new Ryzen processor, if you will. But luckily, she doesn't have to worry about those technologies because she's got magic on her side. Because when she opens one of the boxes to these very classic and actually real title Japanese visual novel games or Bishoujo games, you pick your choice. She magically travels back into 1992, I believe, is the year.
Good year after the bubble burst.
Where she realizes she magically time traveled and ends up into. So she's confused and lost, and she goes back to her workplace to only find out there's this new company called Alcohol Soft. Roll your eyes a little bit, perhaps. Alcohol Soft, where this is a struggling new game developer who's trying to put out a new, fresh game for, I believe, the PC 98. For those who are
there you go,
very hardcore and are very into know with Japanese computers and technology. This is pre-Windows for those who are not too familiar with, at least in the Japanese side of things. And because she's back in time where Bishoujo games are its peak, its climax, if you will, where it's everyone loves these visual novel games. She's like, oh boy, I want to work on these games. Let's put me to work. I'll take any job. I just want to participate. I want to help make this game a reality. And she finally kind of gets her wish come true by working on these Bishoujo visual novel games. And that is kind of the setup early on. The slight twist in episode 2, it turns out her travel back in time is a short-term thing, because after the completion of the game, after several months of working at Alcohol Soft with her new co-workers, she kind of magically stumbles back into her current present in 2023 and is trying to figure out what the hell just happened and how do I get back in time. I got to get back to the future.
So you tell me to reject modernity and go back
to the past. Go back to the 90s where everything was the best.
Don't we all wish we go back there?
So Konoha finally gets her dreams come true, but of course, at what price when it comes to time travel shenanigans? So if you're a Back to the Future fan, a Steins Gate fan, anyone who enjoys a good time travel story.
So there actually is replications to what she does.
There is implied side effects to her time travelness, but it's where I got to episode 5, maybe 6.
Ooh, wow, we went pretty far.
Pretty far. I had time and I was into it. It's about 90s and visual novel stuff, which is, I'm a 90s kid. I love it. Visual novels is right up my alley. And it reminded me of back when I was like a young kid going to anime cons being like, what's this Bishoujo games? What's this all about? I know the Japanese love it and I like anime. I want to know what's hip and cool.
So if I open my games right now, would I go back into 1992?
Yeah, the funniest part, Miles, is literally I was watching the episode She opens a legit copy of Canon as I turn my head to our cabinet, looking at the Japanese cover of Canon, being, what the very surreal. Like 4D television happening in front of me.
Now here's a question, right? The question to ask. Are all them key titles?
They are not, sadly, they are not key titles, but that is the only key title that I saw. But there are other, I think some of them are fake and some of them are legit.
Oh, okay.
I'm not it's been a long time. I've been out of that scene.
Well, I can think of a couple in my head right now, but I want to
So
watch it later.
If you're a 90s junkie and a true otaku of that generation.
And the games that she works on, are they actually the games that she works on, or do you work
she
on?
doesn't. No, she works on other games. She doesn't work on the big title games, but she works on games, kind of like that game.
Similar, yeah.
As the show goes on, they do explain the time travel mechanics of it, but I'll save that because that's a little further on than our preview, if you will. But yeah, positive things. The 90s. I'm a 90s junkie. I ate it up.
I'm into it. Let's go.
And that's the thing is, I imagine Miles is also pretty much all in with this.
Everyone reject murder. Forget because
to the past.
Whenever you actually could buy a game, right? When you could buy a game, you have to buy DLC. You bought the game. You got the game just the way
it is.
And
it loaded up. You didn't have to download or wait for it. Indeed. So yeah, a lot of 90s love. Time travel story. I like a time travel story. Even more so, I like as I specify, a time skip story, because there seems to be a little bit more of that back and forth, if you will, cause and effect. The downside is it's her show, and the other main probably protagonist, I think his name's Mamoru, of course, because everyone's Mamoru, who is another like genius programmer she bumps into early on, and I better say no more because of too much spoilers in later episodes, ? But they are the two main focus characters in the story. So if you're looking for a everyone gets a fair shake, you're getting a little downsided here in 16-bit sensation. And then the last thing, obviously, if you're not a 90s junkie, if you don't understand what was popular back in the day and what the hell a Bishoujo and a visual novel game is, you're going to be kind of confused and not understand or appreciate all the love letter references the show's going for.
As someone who has said some of those games here, both in English and...
Yes, you're quite the collector, aren't you, Miles?
I'm in.
There you go. So if you're a 90s junkie, I suggest checking out this show for this season. And that is it.
How's the open endings, I guess?
They're okay. They do the job, but they're kind of like, you watch them, you're like, yeah, you're not disappointed, but also they're kind of forgettable at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So maybe the ending's slightly better. All right, Frank, what is our last pick for the season?
All right.
I'm excited.
There we go. It lives up to the hype now.
The last one is called Frieren, Journey's End, I believe.
Okay.
In Journey, one of those two.
I believe you.
So I the way I did my research, I was looking at trailers. This one caught my eye.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be like a, adventure. 4 adventurers go on a journey, kind of like a Final Fantasy 1 type journey.
JRPG.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe it might have been like those video games, like I'm stuck in a video
Oh,
game.
I'm stuck in a video game. Oh no.
But the visuals of the trailer caught my attention. So I gave it a shot. Apparently, it's not what I thought it was gonna be.
Oh, okay.
Basically, and I guess it makes sense because of the name. It's about this party who defeated the main bad guy.
Oh.
And so they became the hero, kind of like the
one room hero.
Yeah, the
Demon Lord,
level 1 Demon Lord, 1 room hero.
What a mouthful. Still to this day.
So I'm like, okay, so I guess it's after that, and basically it's a story about Frieren many years later after they beat the main bad guy, and how she's doing and how the world is doing, and what she's experiencing. And what she's going through is that her old pals from that were with her that defeated the great, I forgot what they call them, the demon. They're dying. They're like old because she's an elf. And so she's like, I'm going through the motions, like, hey, I'm losing my friends. So she kind of never really cared before, and now she's starting to like. It was a very impactful journey. So she's kind of like retracing her steps of where they went on the journey. So it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. This is not about let's get strong and go beat the bad guy.
Right,
It's
because they already did that.
Yeah, it's more about processing loss.
Mm.
Kind of like, it's an inner journey.
Mm-hmm.
The way I kind of as I was watching it, because it's kind of slow paced too.
Right.
It kind of felt like I wanted to describe this anime as like drinking tea. It's
Mm.
nice, pleasant, calm.
All right.
And like, but it's not for everybody because a lot of people.
Right. People want the shonen
Some
battles.
people want coffee.
They're not Three Houses fans.
So, I enjoyed it a lot. The first episode, it's been so long since I watched it. I think the first episode, it kind of explains that, okay, they beat the mad guy, and now one of her friends passed away in a funeral. After that, she meets another one of her pals, and he's kind of like getting up there too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he kind of like tricks her into taking care of his apprentice. And he kind of teaches her the ways of magic and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's cool. I like her as a character. She's kind of mellow. And her hobby is collecting magic.
Huh.
But it's weird magic.
Oh.
It's like there's this magic that turns the flavor of grape sour.
Interesting.
So it's like, so the funny
Bad
thing,
wine.
Yeah, the funny thing is that all the magic she's describing, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But then like you hear more of her backstory, and it's like one of her teammates liked sour grapes.
Oh.
And then so it's kind of like, oh, she's looking for these for a reason. It's kind of like,
oh, I get it.
And she's always like, it seems like she's just like, whatever, but it's kind of like
there's some reason behind it. Oh, okay.
So it's really nice anime. And I thought Apothecary Diaries was gonna be like a clear winner, but this one kind of like,
ooh, gives it a little
because,
run for its money.
Yeah, because personally, this one is it kind of hit home to me more. But I could see the other one being like more appealing. Mm-hmm. So I gave it a run for the money.
All right. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting. We don't have too many shows that are, thought provoking, a little deep, and on the heavier, meatier issues that we find in our daily lives.
Yeah, I feel like maybe the budget's good because the openings and endings they're very
top notch.
Yeah, they're well made. At least I enjoyed them.
The one thing I know about it, because I was looking up, famous, my go-to anime studios this season, and I know that was made by Madhouse, and that's one of my more favorite studios out there. But it feels like every time, because they did that terrible robot show I tried to cover last season, it was just god awful.
Oh no, AI,
the gene of AI.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, and I was like concerned watching, like, oh my goodness, oh no, what's happened in my Madhouse? But I've heard good things and also good things from you. So I'm like, okay, Madhouse. So it's like Madhouse has to do shit to pay the bills, and then they come up with these bangers. It sounds like.
Yeah, I read the manga for a bit.
Of course you have. This fucking guy.
Well, I mean, because
what a nerd.
Well, because I guess that one caught me interested because, like Frank said, it's more like a personal journey than being like I'm going to let's beat the bad guy at the end of the day, right? It's more like for her process because when one of her friends passed away, she doesn't know how to process it very well. It's like it never occurred to her because to her, like, time is nothing.
Right.
So it's like, it's like what, 5-10 years, whatever. Yeah, sure.
It's like 10 minutes.
Like for her, it's like nothing, right? But no, people are
human beings, not the elves.
Yeah,
I've seen Lord of the Rings.
And so like when she loses her friend, it broke something to her. So now she's on this journey to try to cover and figure out, process this feeling she has now.
I like stories like that.
There's even a part where she's with that girl and they're looking for a plant and they can't find it because it might be extinct.
Oh.
And they're looking for it for months.
And
then she's like, doesn't want to say anything because she's the master and she doesn't want.
Right.
And she talks to her old master and he's like, he understands. You could just talk to her, tell her how you feel. He's like, can we like hurry it up? Because we're wasting years looking for this.
Right, one thing.
To you is like whatever, but for me it's like we're wasting a lot of time here.
Right, I got things to do. All right.
Yeah, so
there you go.
It's cool. I'm really liking it. It's I was talking to Ivan about it, and he's like, it's kind of slow. Does it pick up? I'm like, yeah. Later on, villains come out and they.
Oh, okay.
But Yeah, it's cool. Like, I have a tough choice.
It sounds like it.
They're
Sounds
so
like-
different because one of
Right.
them's more,
Also, is that as well.
more comedy. It has the mystery.
Right. It sounds a little bit more like, I don't know, Ramana-ish, if the other one that is. And this sounds, I don't know, more serious.
it's
Well,
like-
it's very thought provoking in it because her processing the loss of her friends, pretty much.
Right.
It's House versus Tuesdays with Maury.
Still haven't seen. I think you made this reference earlier, and I still
it's,
haven't
it's,
seen.
It's a book about a guy who takes care of his old teacher who's terminally ill, and he kind of like, at first he's like, I don't want to do it, but then he kind of finds joy in the little things.
Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. I guess stay tuned to see which one will be the chosen one for Frank. I know I'm going to be on the edge of my seat.
And then here's me.
And then
and now
what's
for a complete-
Miles? What's
For a complete team of change here.
what wacky zany
So-
harem comedies are we doing now?
Well, you're right about harem, but it's a little different than you think.
Oh joy!
All right, so I guess we're talking about the 100 girlfriends who really, 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 I can't find there's 3 of them, really, really, really love you.
Thank God for that.
So our main protagonist is Rentaro. He's a guy who gets rejected 100 times throughout his whole life, trying to get a girlfriend.
Tough times.
Like 100 times, like literally when he was a kid, all the way to in high school he is now.
I can already relate to this guy.
There
Yeah, I
it
know.
is.
So because down his luck, he goes to his local shrine, and he bumps into literally the love god.
Of course.
And the love god pretty much says, hey, my bad, sorry for this luck. I made a boo boo on your life sheet, whatever. So you have 100 soulmates.
Oh joy!
And so
Is he an emperor now?
Mm,
Is there a apothecary also involved?
Maybe, maybe not, right? But this is zany, right? It's
Right. It's not supposed to take it seriously now.
None of this was taken seriously.
It's all for comedic effect, I imagine.
And Perry says, if you don't match with all these 100 soulmates, they could die because, according to how love soulmates whatever work, if they don't connect to each other or connect and have a relationship, one of them dies.
Wait, what?
Huh?
You lost me here.
Well, no. I would say it's implied that if he doesn't have a relationship with these girls, like the 100 soulmates, whatnot, that they could die.
So he needs to be in love with all 100 girls.
Right.
It sounds like an excuse to date a lot of people.
That also is
I mean,
definitely
I'm saying-
that is definitely the case.
And so where we're at.
I should try that. I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I don't want you to die.
There you go. Good luck with that one, Frank. Good luck with that one. All right.
And so we bumped to 2 girls off the bat to start this thing. One's Sundari, of course, and one's more like, I guess, aloof, more, I guess, kind of ditz, I guess, maybe that's the way to describe her.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's the whole thing. It's like a connection. Oh, this is my soulmate, whatever.
So they just instantly fall in love with them at first sight?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And so the goal of this thing, well, zany things, whatever goes on, whatever.
Is to marry all 100 of them and move to Utah.
Well, I would say not marry them, but I guess have a relationship with all of them, I guess. And I guess supposed to like keep this chain going for a bit, and so until I guess he reached the quota of 100 girlfriends.
What was that show that was very horny? Was it another Yamada something? The lady she wanted to fuck 100 different guys?
Yeah, well, but that one actually she really wants to fuck 100 guys.
She doesn't get very far, at least in season 1.
No, he's more romanticist, I guess. He doesn't know.
Sure. I guess if what's your definition of
I literally mean like this guy. The guy literally cry every single girl. He cries every single thing they do. He tries to make sure they're always happy. Make sure he sees all their faults, things like that. He tries to take care of them. It's all comedic effect, right? So it's he's trying to balance these
100 girlfriends.
100 girlfriends or not. So far in the 3 episodes, we have 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of them are.
So is 100 episodes confirmed?
I don't know. See, that's to me. I don't know how this is gonna.
Start doing bundles. Is the quintuplets gonna show up in this show?
I don't know.
There you go. How's that gonna work?
So anyhow, so all the girls have different unique abilities. I guess
Different show.
personalities. I guess they have like one. I said one.
How many Sundaris can we put in one show? Let's find out.
Well, no, they're all. I guess in a way, it's kind of like.
We're gonna run out of dairies real fast.
Kind of like Sensible Sensei in a way, because all these girls have unique quirks. I guess. Like
they're that zany.
Yeah, so like so of course there's a tsundere, right? One's the death who I guess she wants to I guess she really wants she's very horny. That's the best way to describe it.
Yamada-kun, or not Yamada-kun, whatever.
Then the other girl, Shizuka, she's more like she can't really speak with words, so she uses a book pretty much.
Call me Sanfan.
To kind of explain how her what she's saying.
Why
out loud.
do one anime? We could do all the animes.
Like I said, we haven't gone far yet but I read the manga. And that's
of course you.
But I said, but the problem with the show is zany to the max, like because we're doing we're breaking the fourth wall. The show's not taking itself seriously, and it knows that it's not taking itself seriously. A lot of like comedic bits for the heck of it. A lot of inside references to other shows and things like that because we can. Also plenty of fan service too.
Well, I hope so. It's a goddamn harem.
But yeah, it's it can be a lot.
It sounds like 100 is a lot. I can confirm. The mathematics checks out. That is a lot.
And to be honest, it's one of those things like mangas make sense, right? Manga because you could do it over time, right? But you're gonna get 100 people. How do you get 100 girls in this show? I want to see. It's like why? Like how this has got an anime? I have no idea.
My first question is. So does he date them all at once? Are they aware they're dating?
Yes, they are aware they date each other. He's dating all of them at once, and everyone's cool with it.
Was it polygamy fans rejoice?
Yeah, because they literally one of the girls like she breaks down because like she thought he was gonna dump her for a hot second. Oh no, he still loves me still. He's not gonna dump me. And then like it's the
Is
whole.
it gonna be a ranking system? Is one gonna be king of the wives?
Well, but see, here's the thing though, and that's why I'm kind of reluctant because between this and Shy, like back and forth for which one's here. The problem with this one is I know ahead kind of what the context is going on next, right? When things like that.
Cheater.
And I feel like the show's not gonna be for so it's too zany probably for both an anime and probably for everybody in this room. So
I like zany. I'll say that. I don't know if I like this.
But I say, the premise itself is kind of stupid, but the show knows it's stupid.
That helps.
And you're more there for like how much this guy wants to make his girlfriends happy, I guess.
Is it like the next question is it like really like is it like how horny is it?
No, it's
very light like
or
is there any kissing, hand holding? What are we doing?
Well, there's not kissing. They kiss a lot. They
boy children.
But like I said, like 'cause they have I guess fan servicey moments. But he's literally not part of it. He literally leaves the scene. Like, he said, I will not be protected.
And we just cut to the girls' locker room or what?
Well, and I guess they have one of the girls fill in for him, and then there's that. Not like it's
fill in for him.
Yeah, like I said, it's zany. This whole thing is zany.
Apparently,
and it depends how much zany you can handle. Like I said, it's a lot. It reminds me a lot kind of like a sensible sense of humor with a little bit of Monogatari humor, a little bit. But it's maybe Hayate too. I guess that's the other one. Because it's a lot like we're doing like Resident Evil jokes. We're doing
Resident Evil jokes.
Yeah, there's a whole bit of Resident Evil. There's we're doing a whole bit about kissing, things like that, tickling. We're doing a whole it's a lot of things going on in here.
Apparently.
And it's zany. And the fact that it can be hard, especially if this belief of the
show's 100 people.
Yeah, it's fun. I guess it's supposed to be fun.
It's silly.
But don't
take it seriously.
Don't take it seriously and you'll be okay with it, I guess.
That would make sense. You can.
The opening is kind of I like the ending. The ending's probably the better of the two. By Studio Pontiac? Pontiac? I can't remember.
Does not ring a bell to me, but there's a lot of them now these days.
It's colorful. It looks just like the manga. I would argue technically they do a lot of jokes not in the manga. They kind of like do like variants or tone down certain things. It's not, it does different jokes, I guess, per se. So there's for people who read the manga and people who haven't watched. No, there's something for everybody in here. But it depends how much genius you can handle without going like. But this whole idea doesn't make any damn sense.
Alrighty, so that means it's time for my final choice. Oh, what will it be? If you live it, it's Shangri-La. It's because they spell it kind of weird, and I don't know. Yeah, and also a little bit of Shangri-La Frontier. So in this anime, we have Rakuro Hitsutome, aka Sanraku is his gamer tag, I guess you would say. And video games involved. So this high school student is a hardcore gamer. But not only is he a hardcore gamer, he is a weird hardcore gamer.
I mean, I would argue most hardcore gamers
Well,
are weird.
He's extra weird because instead of focusing on the Honkais, the Call of Duties, the Legend of Zeldas, he's out there looking for the jankiest, crappiest, shittiest games, in quotation marks they say in the show.
So he's a YouTuber.
He is the angry video game nerd question mark is the best thing. For those who are familiar with that man's content on the interwebs.
He's looking for trash and he loves it.
He's looking for trash because he gets a satisfaction for beating shitty games. The slightly twists in this story is VR games. That's the hottest new cool thing. Everything's a VR game.
So this is reality.
Yeah. So Quest 3 fans rejoice, just like me. Yay! Because we soon shoot Shangri-La Frontier. So yeah, everything's a VR game, and he likes playing the shit games. After mastering yet another shit tier level game, talking with another mom and pop video game store owner, he is convinced to try the new hottest, greatest video game out there, Shangri-La Frontier.
Title.
I know, roll credits, we got him. And play an S tier game, a godlike tier game, I believe as he describes it in the show. The hyperbole, the new Call of Duties basically is what this game is. And sure enough, it turns out when you play the hottest news, greatest AAA video game out there, and used to playing a bunch of janky, crappy video games, when you get a game that is solid and is well designed, it turns out you have kind of godlike S tier powers and abilities just because he's so used to playing the shittest games. So when the game makes sense, he's really, really, really good at it, as the story tries to convince you. That's why we justify his Kirito power levels, if you will.
Hold a sec. So because he played jank ass games,
yes,
that's why he's S tier?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's one of those you kind of have to go with it to believe the story.
Or because he knows to play the numbers, things like that, I guess.
Well, both of that. So it's both those because he's so used to games because it's all VR, right? But it's all the games he's played. It's like terrible VR controls. But now in this game, when he moves his left arm moves, right? So he kind of has a little bit more gratification and a little bit more knowledge versus the standard user who only knows, the standard AAA game. That's the explanation for his power up, right? Because half the shows are power fan. Yeah, he didn't have to cheat and play the beta to play Shangri-La Frontier. His shitty gameness got him to where he's at and justify his god tier powers.
That work in reality, I guess.
Yeah. Sadly, that doesn't always transfer over in reality, but it does here in this anime. And so that is the question: is how far will Sanraku go in his adventure in this brand new world, and can he conquer and beat this new adventure he finds himself in this god tier game that he describes himself once again?
All I know is it sounds funny because if you change one letter, because it's on Goku pretty much.
A little bit, which also probably not totally crazy, because this is definitely a adventure focused action RPG video game scenario.
VRPG?
Yeah, but because most of the story takes place in the VR world, once in a while we see a glimpse of reality, but it's only for 5 seconds. You're kind of to assume is this someone he knows, and is this his family? Who's this relationship to who?
So he's not stuck in there.
He's not stuck in there. It's not SAO or dot hack. It's not if you die in real life, you die in reality. It's I don't know what's.
So he sleeps?
Yeah, but he's he's a hardcore gamer, so when he's not at school because he's still a high school student, he's just gaming. He wants to level up, and he's doing research offline of how does this game work and what's this and that. And it's funny because he just wants to, as most people call it, I think is mid-maxing. He wants to get the most out of the game while doing the most little bit of effort, and so he puts all his skills into a bit speed, agility, and luck. And a little bit of strength, and just figures he's as he calls it, he's a very he's a glass carrot. He's a Kuma. He could do a lot of damage, but he also can't take any damage whatsoever.
Shit.
So that's the build he kind of ends up making. He kind of regrets it, in episode 2 or 3, oh shit, I spent all my points in this and that, and I should have balanced myself out. and he made himself like is it a glass house? I guess is the way he described it.
Glass cannon.
Glass cannon. There you go. That's what the word is. See, I need the JRPG expert on the podcast to help me out. So yeah, it's a lot of video game references, a lot of JRPG references. He's talking about skills, passive skills, abilities, very nerdy kind of stuff. So if you're a gamer, you can appreciate and enjoy the sense of humor. Like I said, he's a little overpowered, but he's also not crazy overpowered. He's not doing Kirito level dumb shit, bullshit stuff that happens in SAO. So it's a little bit more grounded in reality in that regard. It is a good balance of, once again, the action, adventure, exploring this new world. The animation lives up to the hype. It is fairly well done for an action-based series. It was done by a studio C2C.
Oh, C2C.
Which I know they've done some things, but definitely not like action-oriented as this show is. So they're really swinging for the fences in this one. The opening is probably one of the better openings of this anime season in general. So if that's what you're looking for, anime openings, you should check out Shangri-La Frontier. Like I said, it's fun because his reaction is like, oh, a brand new game. He's very excited, very hyped. He's like Inosuke, plus the fact he's also, I guess the weird thing, he's walking around this whole VR world with just a bird head over his face.
Oh, of course.
Because he wants to like hide his identity in reality. So he just walks around with this.
Tarot fan, right? The Nier, was it Tarot? Darn it. The Nier developer.
Oh, yes. He wears the silly mask on his head all day. Yeah. So, that's his gimmick. And, without getting into too many spoilers, he walks around the whole...
Yoko Taro. There it is.
There you go. That's the name of the creator. He walks around like most of the VR world like half naked, basically. But he does it because early on, because like, oh, it makes me faster. So take off the weight, moves me faster, right? Because like I said, he's all speed and strength, but like he can't take a hit at whatsoever. And then there's a little romantic plot that's slowly brewing where I left off, where there's a girl who likes him in real life and is trying to like become a gamer to hang out with him, have an excuse to chat it up and maybe see what happens.
Oh, this is anime, right? Because
we'll see if love blooms on the battlefield.
That's
perhaps.
right, gonna happen in reality.
Who also, she might be an OP player from the little we tease.
Of course she is.
And the other thing of it's because it's like an MMO JRPG kind of thing going on. Other people who might have hanged out in another video game might end up in this game, and relationship and changes in history and revenge might show up.
Cool.
So a lot of zany wackiness that you get if you're a true gamer and play with a lot of online games. It has that going on for it. The slightly not things is, once again, CTC, I've never known them from action, but so far they delivered. Hopefully they can keep up at that and not have a Zom 100 problem. Fingers crossed. And like I said, the romantic plot, I'm hoping it goes somewhere, but I'm also slightly concerned about that. And then the last thing is the very obvious, kind of like the last anime I talked about. If you're not a video game junkie, you're going to be lost with a lot of video game jargon with aggroing and player stats and skill abilities and passive abilities. It's a lot.
Is it like too nerdy, like to a point like
it's not overwhelming, but it can be confusing unless you're used to these terminologies and these things.
All right.
And you have to be a gamer.
As long as we have Frank on by, we're okay.
Yeah, we have Frank on standby. We'll be all right. He can explain all these little things to us because it's a lot. It can be a lot if you're not a gamer. Once again. But yeah, it's a lot of.
That means we're not gamers then because we don't use these terms, I guess.
I mean, I've heard these terms, but I don't use them in my daily language. I do have a cool
headset, everyone. I do play games.
Hardcore gamer over here.
Yeah. I have a keyboard. I have a Razer keyboard.
There you go. Got the clicks, mechanical keyboard.
I don't have a Twitch channel yet, but I could.
There you go.
I just choose not to. Yeah.
There you go. That's your choice. I watch me play Alan Wake and shittier things probably. But yeah. So yeah, that is Shangri-La Frontier. It is a very action-oriented adventure series. And yeah, it's not too bad so far.
I don't think he messed up. I think he picked the right build.
Yeah, it's not a terrible choice. If you're like, that's his goal, and he's doing it just the way he wants it. So
just don't get hit.
That's the thing. That's what I said for Zelda, and it worked for me. Put it all in stamina. Gotta go fast. It worked out for her.
You can't dodge the mountain, huh?
Still never not fit.
Hey, that boss never still caught me to this day, all right? Maybe it caught poor Frank and Andy, but never me.
Can't touch me. You can't see me.
Gotta go fast. Channel my inner Sonic the Hedgehog. Alrighty, so that is it for my talk and all our talks.
Oh, in my head, I just say Sonic this, and you too go fast.
You too could go fast. There you go.
Okay, now
there it is. put just the Sonic face over All Might's face. All right, something to do on the TikToks, perhaps. But yeah, so that is it for our preview. So now it is time, since we're with our new format, we have our chosen one. There's no longer a second. Well, we could have a second choice because if we have a show that is over 12 episodes long or 13 episodes long, there can only one of those per season.
Only one is good.
Only one can just put on the battle royale. And Frank has the honor of deciding which of one of those long shows could keep going, because he won our last season. Was into, I think, 2 episodes ago. We talked about how that worked
I think
out.
all mine are 12.
I haven't felt like you guys giving me the champions treatment.
What would you like? What I mean, I don't really have. What do you? I mean,
I don't
this
see
is the best I could do for you.
I mean,
Victory, you won. You did it.
It's kind of late, but
I mean, it's something. It's Final Fantasy. You like Final Fantasy?
There's almost a new champion, and you haven't.
We still. That's not until next year. That's next year. You have all Thanksgiving and Christmas to gloat about it, Frank. So cash it in. Cash it in. Now's your time.
I don't know.
So yeah. So the long show, Frank gets to pick, and then so if there can only be one of those, and then of course if someone else picks it, say if me or Miles and Frank picks his own or something of the sort, then we'd have to fall back on our second choices. So I guess we'll still rank them, but really the first choice is only that really matters unless there's the upset with a longer ongoing series. That's where things might get crazier. So without further ado, I'll ask you, Frank. Frank, what is your choice for this? Or let's what is your let's start with the third choice. Let's do it the third choices.
Firefighter Daigo.
Whoa, poor Daigo. He wasn't even in his own show, and he wasn't even in this.
Oh, there's a Yakuza joke there if I can't say it.
He's on fire. He's not on fire. He's cold. He's ice.
Frozen.
He's frozen in time. Poor Daigo. Poor Daigo.
I mean, it might prove me wrong later on, but just didn't show me enough.
All right, for Frank's preview, didn't cut the mustard. All right, Miles, what's the one that's definitely doesn't have a chance?
Stardust Telepath. Because the show I will enjoy and none of you guys would, and I'm going to learn my lesson and just keep it in the back.
You know the sad part is,
win.
he described the show to me, and I cannot remember what the show was about.
That's the reason. That's why it's not going to be in the choice.
Fair enough. For my show that has no chance of making it into
no chance.
the final review process.
But I'll watch it though, but no chance.
It was sadly is 16-bit sensation another layer.
Boo.
I enjoyed the show, but it's it's very, if you're not a 90s junkie kid who knows a lot about visual novel shoujo games.
I feel like a baseball manager. I'm going to refute that. I'm doing this in a protest.
It will not make it for full review here on the podcast, but there's a good chance I might finish the show and talk about it when it comes to conclusion. So if you're a fan of that, perhaps look forward to that in the future.
I'm in that too.
There you go. So Frank, I guess we'll go with the number one. Let's go with the number one pick. Just get over with. What is your chosen show for the fall 2023 season?
So it was hard. It was hard because
here we go.
I kind of feel like the one I'm not gonna pick would be liked more. I feel like
that's the choice. Are we picking what Frank really wants to watch, or does Frank want to get that number one spot again next season?
So I'm just gonna go with the one that resonated with me more. So Frieren is the one.
Oh, okay. So Madhouse and the elves win.
The elves win.
The elves win. Take the W home.
Oh, redheads, be careful.
Oh, look out low. I mean, they're gonna have to start bringing the red dye out or something.
So as a redhead elf, will that work?
Are old elves white hair in this show?
We can't ask for too much because it's not good to be greedy.
Can't have it all. It's not all right.
I'm gonna be selective and not. But if there's a chance, I might be open to it.
If she comes around,
we'll see. I wouldn't say no. I'll keep my eyes up. Perhaps I think Frank is thinking.
It's on the table.
There you go.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see what you guys think.
Okay, so that means Apothecary Diaries comes in second place for you.
But I'm still gonna finish it because I liked it that much.
I might check that out myself if I get a chance.
That sounds like
sounds interesting. You sound like you're going to say more, then you just stop. So I'm like, oh, okay, you just stop.
I guess that's like,
all right, Miles, then it's up to you.
That's error. My bad.
Okay, then what is your number one choice for the season?
See, and I see like Frank, I feel like I have the same problem, but mine is I don't know if you guys can handle the zaniness of this.
There you go. Miles has always played his own game this whole time. I don't see him changing up the routine now.
See, I got burned 3 times so far, so I'm going to learn my lesson, and I'm going to choose Shy,
Shy, the My Hero knockoff.
the My Hero knockoff. It's safe, it's calm, and because the other, I know what happens later on in the series. The other one, and I don't know if anyone would like what happens. About no
So at best, Miles is hoping for 3rd place, it sounds like.
3rd place.
That would be, sadly, that technically would be improvement for you, Miles.
So I'll take that as a win. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, so that leads to my final, the chosen one for for this season, fall 2023. Though it's gonna technically not gonna be but my chosen one is, I guess, because I'll get to in a sec what the problem is here. My chosen one for the season is Shangri-La Frontier. I think the video game action adventure stuff is something that I think would pique at least most of our interest here on the podcast. I think the humor is solid, and like I said, the animation is also pretty good as well. Here is the problem we have here on the podcast. That is a 24-episode series, and I'm pretty sure Frank's show of choice is also I think it's a weird 30-episode series.
Wait, Frieren is a 30 episode?
Yes.
Oh my.
So here is the problem we find ourselves, Frank, is we can only have one longer show that is more than 13 episodes for the season. And I would imagine you would like your show to be the winner of the long series for the season.
You know, I didn't think I was gonna have.
Make the call.
Yeah, I was.
The
Now,
power.
I feel like a champion. Sorry, Ray.
You asked and we delivered.
I can see the experience, and then that when
Yeah,
when you
cute.
level up and that satisfying
Cute.
sound.
Cue the Emperor. Unlimited power.
All I want to do right now is sadly is.
Objection!
But I can't. Sadly, I can.
Wow. So would they end on time, or how's this gonna happen?
You choose one, and that's the chosen one.
Oh, okay.
So would you? I imagine you'd like to choose your own show.
Yes.
Okay.
No question.
So with that, then that falls, since I can't have my first choice, then it will fall into my second choice for the season, which would be My Boss is Goofy. I'm so used to long, crazy anime titles. I want to say more to that title, but it's just that. My new boss is Goofy, I think. Because
So not 60 Minute Sensation art. That's a different thing.
So yeah, it's 16. That's a different. That's the hentai that comes out after the season. I love that's
Not
gonna be
the
on
16-bit. Another
layer.
God damn it. But
So my decision. I did play I guess I played the bigger picture. I figured people on this podcast would enjoy the more silly slice of life humor than they would appreciate a bunch of 90 references that would fly over their heads.
I like the knife references.
Since I'm trying to go for that number one spot here on the podcast, because I'm always second place. Oh, I want that crown. So I'm hoping that'll work out. But
I'm hoping to not be fourth.
I just want to point out, let the record show that if I had my the choice Shangri-La Frontier, I think I still would have I had a good chance of guaranteeing that first place trophy.
I like to let you know that I'm glad to be where Spider-Man because it'd be better than it was last time.
Yeah. So we'll see, and then we'll have to figure out how the trophy works out, since that Frank's pick ends very weirdly in the season. But I guess we'll have to postpone until that officially comes out, and then we'll figure out we'll figure it out. This is a whole new system we got going on here, and this is the downside of new systems. There's a lot of kinks to work out.
Well, it doesn't help that it's episode 30.
It's a really weird episode number. It's not even like 24. It's like 30. It's like a Death Note. It's like 36 or something bizarre.
Yeah,
and doesn't make much sense.
I haven't heard that number in a long.
Which is I blame Madhouse. Madhouse loves doing weird numbers apparently. So yeah, that is our choices for the season. Once again, stay tuned. We'll figure out the rankings and who becomes number one when the time comes, because that's going to be weird since it's 3 shows versus 4 shows, and Frank's ends a lot later than I think both of our shows, Miles. So stay tuned. We'll figure it out. We'll come with us on the journey, and we all figure it out together. It'll be good. So that is it for our fall 23 preview 2023 episode here on Otaku. Hopefully you guys maybe heard a new show you haven't got a chance to check out. Maybe we sold you on something.
I heard a couple.
Frank's choices were pretty solid, I think, this season. So hopefully, one we'll definitely check out, and hopefully the other one, if there's time allowed, I'll also check out. Miles, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I promise nothing.
I don't know. All I know is that if anything, Ray, you probably should watch the other one and let me know if you think if Frank would have liked it or not.
The 100?
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because it's kind of you might.
I don't think Frank's. You're not a harem guy, are you, Frank?
What is harem?
A lot of
I'll
girls.
say it.
Can't think of anything that has a lot of girls.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. So there's that. You probably made the right choice, Miles. I mean, well, you made the best choice out of your selection.
Well, I learned my lesson this time, and I have high hopes.
I just want everyone else to know that Miles also had the second choice after Frank of his show's choices. So you do that. Do that with you will. With
Wait,
Why do you always have to railroad me the last second?
That the fact that Miles did not have to worry about a forfeiture, stealing previews or picks from a draft situation. It was your choices, then Miles, and then I chose mine, remaining 3 out of the season.
Oh.
So I'll let the viewers decide what that means with that information.
Leave it up to your interpretation out there. Just to let you know.
Just to let you know.
I mean, I know I'm champion, but I don't have unlimited power.
Not forever.
I kind of wish we would watch your first choice too, but you know.
We'll see. We can still. I mean, we can do it, but it would be a different. It wouldn't be the official seasonal pot anime show. But there's still time. There's plenty of anime out there that we could talk about here on Otaku. Let us know what you would like us to talk about, and that could also persuade us to squeeze it as a main topic in the future, since there's going to be a time gap in between all these shows. So it's very possible we also may talk about Shangri-La Frontier in a spoiler cast episode in the near future.
Stardust Telepath?
Shangri-La Frontier,
Yeah.
definitely possible. Let's leave it at that, perhaps, Miles.
How about
Can't have it all.
I'll master a million lives?
All right. Well, if you get me drunk enough and there's money and it's for a charity event, perhaps I'll say that.
Well, we can play I'll master during the charity event, just to let you know. That is possible.
Gonna need a bottle, a very big bottle.
I only have a bottle when I know what game we're going to play during the Sonic 2 battle again. I already need a bottle.
That's just on cruise control for me. Live and learn. Gotta live and learn. Alrighty, with that, we will live and learn out of here on the podcast. So before we leave, thank you, Frank, for hanging out with us, coming on the show, showing us your anime picks for the season, making the tough calls.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why they give me the big bucks.
That's why you get. That's why you're the champion. That's why you're the GOAT, Frank. That's why you're the GOAT here on the podcast for this season. Hold on to that crown as long as you can, Frank. I'm coming for you. Miles, thank you for
showing up,
being here, bringing your unique insight.
Being comic relief of this podcast, pretty much.
I mean, someone has to be the Usopp of the group.
That's. I guess it could be worse. I guess.
Hey, I mentioned I said something good about Usopp this episode of the podcast.
After what 400?
Oh, 400. That could be you, Miles. In episode 400 of Otaku.
Oh,
your real story arc is going to begin.
Okay,
all right.
I'll put my timer for that.
Yeah, mark it down.
That's
mark
when we'll say now it makes sense.
Now the gears make sense. All the gears make sense thanks to Miles.
All I know is I'm going to pirate from One Piece because now I feel like I'm left behind.
Don't want to be left. Don't want to be the man left behind, Miles. Catch up. Welcome to the One Piece podcast. And of course, the final thank you is thank you, listeners, for hanging out this whole time, listening to us ramble and rave about all these anime, video game, nerdy things we enjoy. Hopefully, you also enjoyed it very much. And until then, goodbye.